I'm Gary Payton at the Seattle Supersonics.
Jay Peter with the Seattle Mariners.
Jermaine Curse.
Cliff Averill.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
What's up? What's up? This is NorbCam coming at you live this Saturday night, right before we head into this humongous game between the Seahawks and the Rams. Cannot overemphasize the importance of this game. I see the live chat blowing up already. Jesus Christ first in there. Austin Wynn, Armor Man 2.0.9. Tyler Parcher, what's up? Corey Flees, 11. Blaine, 11. Ethan Brown. RBLX Roblox. Daniel Kirk, Joey Igo, what's going on, man? XC for Christian X. Going to the game. Good for you, man. Jesus Christ says he knows the secret. Well, and that, in fact, is what I want to make this topic of today's phone-in or discussion is I want to hear from you guys. I've got my take on what we need to do to win this game, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. So definitely wanting to find out what's up from your guys' perspective in such a huge game, really playoff deciding game tomorrow. So just amazing. She says, we got to score more points than the other team. Yeah, that goes without saying, right? Anyway, if you guys want to call in and be part of the conversation, you can do so at 515-739-1219. Wait for the prompt to enter the code 696153, and then you'll be put into the queue. And as I've always said before, make sure you stay on, don't hang up and recall, otherwise it's going to take longer for me to get to you because I try to call and get to the calls in the order that they are received. All right. And so while you guys buzz it up in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and just jump into these calls right here and get the conversation going. All right. Let's do this thing. Yeah, let's do it. Let's check it out. Who's on there? Who's on here? Standing by. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Let's go to the 509 area code. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hey, Norb, it's Nita in Spokane. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, it's good to hear from you. How are you tonight?
I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Had to check my follow-up a couple days ago, and everything's going good.
Oh, good for you. Good, good.
Go back in 3 weeks for another follow-up and ultrasound.
Okay.
Excuse me, and all of a sudden I have a frog in my throat.
You know,
hey, I want to give you a shout out for the helping the families. Is it Swedish Hospital?
Yep. Yeah.
Swedish Hospital.
Yes, we did. In fact, we did reach our goal of $5,000 through 12 Something 12s, our charity, and we are now in the process of sending out the awards to people. So we've already gotten groceries and supplies to 2 of the 5 families, and we've sent off a first batch of $250 holiday grants to the families out there. So we're fulfilling our part of it now that everybody else has helped us reach our goal. So we're hoping to get more, because the more we can do, the more we can help people. So it's just in time for Christmas.
Shout out for 12s helping 12s. You still need donations?
We're always taking donations, because while we have these grants we're trying to get by Christmas, that doesn't mean our helping stops when Christmas stops. So it's a year-round thing, but we're definitely glad we reached this goal before our Christmas timeline. So, but yeah, we're still taking donations at 12shelping12s.com, and we're going to keep gearing up for next year. So. Yeah. Well, I'll challenge
everybody listening again to donate $12 like I did last time. I mean, your organization is just fabulous.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's been going really well. The response has been great, and 12s have been super generous. So very appreciative of that. So let's talk some football, huh? What do you think about this game?
Oh, I'm worried.
Oh, as well you should
be.
be.
How many injured guys do we have out right now, though?
We have a lot, but I did look at the report, and we do have a chance that Bobby Wagner is questionable. I have a feeling he'll play. Doubtful is KJ Wright. So we will probably only have one of those two guys, which is tough because you really need them both. But we're going to have to make do with what we have. They put Cam Chancellor on injured reserve, so no big surprise there. I figure he was already out for the season, but he's officially now on IR, so definitely not seeing any Cam. But the good news is Mike Davis will play, so we will have him and hopefully, get some running attack going, because every time he's been in there, it's been good. So hopefully he can keep it going.
Didn't Pete say the other day that Shed would be playing tomorrow?
Shed, I'm not sure if he is. I mean, he's been practicing, but is he going to play? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if he's playing. So far, we've been doing okay with Maxwell holding it in there, but I'd love to see Shed in there because I think he's the best, backup replacement for Sherman. So we'll see. I have not heard if he is actually going to be playing tomorrow, but he's close, if not playing. So.
Hey, and kudos to the guy, but is his name Patrick, that usually sits next to you, that put his ticket up for bid?
He did the second time now. Yes. In fact, we have someone who took that auction, and $295 was raised for that ticket. Pat, the guy I have season tickets with, who I sit next to, he donated his ticket to 12-7-12s to somebody who wanted to sit next to me during the game. And we had a little auction. Ticket went to the highest bidder, and Dean Geiger won it. He's actually not going to the game himself, but he's giving it to a friend of his. So I don't even know who that is yet. I'm going to find out soon.
That is so cool. See, you're nationwide, dude. You're like nationwide famous.
Well,
You are. So what are your thoughts? How do you think we're going to do tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be, it's much like the Philly game. It's going to be a tough one, and it really kind of depends on how. I think we must have a start by our offense. Just like last week, we did not start off well, and the result was many of these games we've lost because of bad starts. So I think it's imperative we got to start off strong. We got to score, early in the game, get a lead. Because if we have to start playing from behind, we're going to be in some big trouble. Because I just don't think with the injuries we got defensively, we're going to be able to stop. We're going to stop people. So I think we've got to plan on beating them in a shootout. And the best way to do that is if we can start, with a lead and force them to abandon the run, because they are really good at the running game. And so the sooner we can get them out of their game plan and force them to, attack us different ways than running the ball, much like we did against Philadelphia, I think we've got a chance. But we can't get behind 1-2 scores, or it's going to be a long day.
No, what do you think about the refs last game, though? They just burned us left and right.
Yeah, well, really just that last missed call was a terrible, terrible call. It cost us what probably was going to be a touchdown to Paul Richardson, because he had the guy beat. He was falling down, and they didn't call it. And he just basically pulled the guy, knew he was falling, and just did whatever he could to pull Richardson from getting down the field. And it really cost us the game, because I think Richardson was the guy that Wilson was going to. When he fell, he couldn't throw to him and had to force it to ball win. So, yeah, we kind of got the short end of the stick on that one. But, Seattle's just got to play clean on their end.
Then they end up fining Pete $10,000.
Yeah, well.
Pete and Sean Payton.
Yep. But, that's not a big thing. Those fines are not, I'm sure that's like, not a big deal to these guys, but it's more of, what's affecting these games, big picture wise. So they got to play clean. If you play clean right off the bat, just like against Philadelphia, we didn't have a lot of penalties to start off with. We played a pretty clean game, and we got to be more like that. We just got to do what we did against Philly. If we can do what we did against Philly and do it against the Rams, that's the formula. It's plain and simple. Make our kicks, all the stuff that we've been saying all year round. So, yeah.
And I know there's probably a lot of people behind me in the queue. So my last question for you is, what do you think of Walsh? Bob and Christy. Bob Fettig.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He just says he gets vocal about Walsh. Hopefully he's not listening to me right now on your side.
Well, I would be surprised if he's spending Saturday night listening to this. But He's cost us some games. I'm not going to lie to you. That's unfortunately, he's definitely had a part in not helping us win some games. He's been good on other games, but unfortunately, he's been bad more often than he's been good. And I bet they will be looking for someone else next year. He was only a 1-year deal, so I just think at this stage it's too late to look for anybody else. So they just got to roll with him, hope he makes them when it counts, from the rest of the season, and then next year we start anew. But yeah, unfortunately, he was a little bit of disappointment.
Can't we battle for Hauschka back?
He's under contract, and the Bills have got him locked up. He's we're not going to get Hauschka back as much as he's had a great year. Unless they let him go, but I don't think so. He's been great. He's set a record of 50-yard straight field goals or something. He's doing very well. Kicked one in the snow last week.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's doing great.
That game was crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. I miss snow games. We need more snow games. I wish tomorrow was a snow game, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Do you see the amount of snow that was on those poor people?
It was awesome. It was great.
God.
It was great. I'd love to have one here.
2 feet of snow.
That would be making for a very interesting game. But yes, that was fun to watch. But yeah, well, thank you for calling and all the compliments, especially in support of 12s Helping 12s. Appreciate it.
12s Helping 12s is probably one of the best organizations I've ever seen in this state. I'm serious.
Well, thank you.
It is. You guys are awesome for what you do.
Well, thank you. We're going to try to keep. We're going to try to keep ramping it up and improving what we do. So hopefully, it just keeps on rolling.
It'll keep on rolling. You guys have good hearts.
Well, thank you.
Oh, hey, go Hawks. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you before then.
All right, go Hawks. Go Hawks, and Merry Christmas to you.
Are you going to be live from the game tomorrow?
Absolutely. Yep. Watch my live stream tomorrow. Every time. Yep.
Oh, I always do, and I always mute my TV, and every time you're out there yelling, woo, I'm out here, over here in my living room yelling right along with you.
Well, the only reason I don't is because the internet in there is very bad, and so my connection is often messed up. So that's the only thing that stops me from being live. But usually I've done it every single game, and I will continue to. So yes, I will be definitely rolling it tomorrow. So yeah, listen in, and let's get this thing done, huh? All right. Well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and go Hawks. Norb. You too. We'll talk to you soon.
You too.
All right.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. All right. Good call. Good call. Always good to hear from her. Let's keep this rolling. I'm going to go to the 952. What's up? Who's this? Where you calling from?
No, Norb, it's Brandon from Minnesota.
Oh, Brandon from Minnesota. What's going on, man?
Norb, I'm coming back up for the game.
Oh, you're going to be here tomorrow?
Yeah, again.
All right, all right. Well, let's try to meet up. You know my section, right?
Yeah, I think.
331, row U, 16. Yeah. But anyway, okay, cool. You're going to come to the game. Well, what's your thought on it? What's your thoughts on this game? What's it going to take for Seattle to get a win tomorrow?
Stopping Todd Gurley.
Yep.
That's all we got to do, and then
That's
offense has to play good.
That's a tall order. Todd Gurley has been, he's been good against everybody but us. But if Wagner's in, we've got a chance. If Wagner's not playing, you saw what happened last week when Wagner was out. That's when they started running all over us and scoring all those touchdowns. So we need those. We need Wagner. I don't think we'll have KJ, but I agree. We got to stop. We got to stop him. Any other keys besides stopping Gurley?
No, I think that's it. I mean, and we got blocked on the offensive line because Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, Norb, I had a question.
Yeah.
So if we win tomorrow, do we clinch the NFC West then, or do we have to win some more games?
No, we do not clinch. That just puts us at a tie record-wise, but we have the edge because of the tiebreaker. So what that means is, and I've been saying this for weeks now, we just have to be even with the Rams and beat them tomorrow. If we beat them tomorrow, that means the rest of the way we just got to do what they do. If the Rams lose, we can lose. If they win, we can win, but we cannot slip behind them, but especially starting tomorrow. We have to win tomorrow. If we win tomorrow, then
Yeah,
we could afford to. I think the next week we could lose one, they could win, but then the following week we'd have to have them lose and we'd have to win. You know what I'm saying? So we got to end up tied no matter what. Obviously, the best case scenario is we beat them, and then they lose the rest of the time, and we win the rest of the time. Then we got a nice 2-game cushion if that happens. But we've got to win tomorrow, or else we're relying on a lot of help from the Rams and other teams to get into the playoffs. So we must get tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if I think we win tomorrow, we're guaranteed a playoff spot. Most likely.
I don't know about that. Our chances definitely go up, but there's still a lot of things that could happen. Tomorrow just sets us up to where we're in better position, but I don't think anything's guaranteed if we win tomorrow. But it starts
Aaron
tomorrow.
Rodgers is back. That shapes up the NFC. Aaron Rodgers, he's back.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. No, it's Aaron Rodgers is always a scary guy. It's like we got him coming back, and then we got Ezekiel Elliott coming back just in time for our game next week against the Cowboys. Yeah, we just haven't had a lot of good luck this year, but we're still alive and still controlling our own destiny, and that's the key. But we've got to control it tomorrow and get that win.
Yeah, if Bobby Wagner plays, I think we'll be good. But we need him. And
Oh yeah,
him or KJ Wright.
he's the defensive MVP of this team. I mean, I love Cam and Sherman and Thomas, but you got to have Wagner. He's the guy who makes that foundation of stopping the run and everything in the middle there. So, yeah, hopefully he plays. I think he will.
Yeah, it's got to atmosphere. It's got to be really loud in there.
I hope so. I hope everybody who's out there with me at CenturyLink and with you tomorrow, we got to be like just full voice and make it as crazy as it was like at the Philadelphia game, but even more than that. This is like the playoffs. This might as well be a championship game. So, hopefully everyone vocalizes it as such, because we got to rattle them up and give us every advantage possible. And we do have control over that as fans. So, yeah, you and me, man. 2 of the 69,000 who will be in the building. Got to crank it up.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, man. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, probably, maybe, yeah.
All right. Well, have a great time tomorrow.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Go Hawks. All right, let's keep this rolling. Keep this ball rolling. Let's go to the 253. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
What's up, Norb? It's Tori.
Oh, Tori, what's going on? Yes, of course. What's happening?
Nothing. What do you think about Cam Chancellor?
Well, Cam Chancellor officially put on the IR today. Not surprised. I actually didn't expect he was going to be back anyway the rest of the season with that injury, so they kind of just solidified what I already suspected. But I just hope he's able to come back next year. Same with Averill, but these neck injuries are scary, especially the way these guys play. So never good when it's talking about a neck injury, but hopefully those guys can come back, because we've missed them being on the field for sure, but don't want them to suffer any kind of permanent damage for sure. So sad, but that's how it is.
Well, because I know the Cowboys are playing the Raiders tomorrow, so.
Yep. Well, we would definitely like the Raiders to win that game, just to give the Cowboys one more loss in the column and negate their chances, one step closer for them not being in the playoffs. So we want everybody in the NFC to lose.
Is there going to be a viewing party for the Cowboys?
Yeah, you asked me that. I mean, I know that they're hosting it. Chances are probable that I will be hosting a viewing party at Emerald Downs, as you can see over here. Emerald Downs always has viewing parties, even at the home and away games. But for that game next week, I'm thinking I will make it official this week. But I'm most likely thinking that I will be hosting one. So, yeah, I'm at this point planning to be there. So,
okay, because I'm here with Corey right now, so.
Okay, cool.
I'm over at his place.
All right, cool, very cool. So I guess I might see you guys next week then. If this all works out, then I expect you guys would be there.
Yes, we will.
All right, very cool.
And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right. Well, same to you guys. And, well, if all goes well, then I'll see you before Christmas at the Cowboys game over at Emerald Downs Casino.
Yep, and I do plan on getting you something. So.
Oh, appreciate that. Well, thank you. Okay. All right. Well,
you're welcome.
All right. Well, have a good week, and hopefully we'll have good news tomorrow and make that game next week even that much more exciting. So keep your fingers crossed.
Yep.
All right.
Go Hawks.
All right. Go Hawks. Talk to you later. All right. Keeping it rolling here. Let's go to the 845. What's up? Who's this, and where are you calling from? Hello. Hey, who's this?
Is it Jesse from New York?
Jesse from New York. What's going on, Jesse?
So, what do you think the Seahawks will do tomorrow?
Well, we've been talking about the keys to this game, talking about we've got to stop the run game of LA. We've got to start scoring early. We've got to play like that Philadelphia game. I mean, if we can... The thing is, I know we can do it. We have the capability. Mm-hmm. We've had the capability to win every game that we've played this year because they've been so close. The problem is usually the Seahawks shooting themselves in the foot. So if we can not do that and get out of our own stinking way, then I think we can win this game and should win this game. But shooting ourselves in the foot means not executing, missing, passes, missing blocks, missing field goals, penalties, all that stuff that we've seen too much of all year round. We got to not have those types of problems tomorrow. Because if we do that and get out of our own way and just let ourselves play Seahawk football, then we can do it. I see that we've got a comment, EDP669, saying we can't stop Gurley. Well, we've stopped him. We've stopped him. Yeah. One of the only teams that can stop him, we've stopped him. And so we have the capability to stop him. But, again, we're going to have to do it with a less loaded D than we did when we played them earlier in the year. Because back then we did have Sherman, we had Chancellor, we had a healthy linebacking crew. We're not going to have all those guys. So we're going to have to do it with a little less ammo in the gun, if you know what I mean. So we will see if we can pull that off. But, again, we may not be able to stop them completely like we have, but we've got to obviously offense has got to dictate the game and get LA out of their game so that they're forced to abandon the run and have to score points. So if we can get a lead, a big lead, a 2-score lead, then that would make the Rams become a little more one-dimensional, and that's, I think, the key to slowing those guys down. What do you think?
I think the offensive line should do better blocking.
Yep, the offensive line definitely has to execute. They've got to protect Wilson, and they've got to block just enough to give Mike Davis, if they can get him close to 100, and we haven't had a 100-yard rusher, I think, since Chris Carson was playing. That was weeks and weeks ago. If we can get him close to 100 yards, that would mean we're doing very well. So I would love to see Mike Davis get close to or break the 100-yard rushing barrier. If we do that, that would be pretty freaking awesome. So we'll see if they can do it tomorrow. It's going to be a task for sure. All right. Well, thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it. And you have a Merry Christmas. Yeah, go Hawks and enjoy your holidays. All right?
Yep.
All right. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Let's keep this train running. Taking it to the 425, my backyard. Who's this? And where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Soren from Renton in Washington.
Hey, right in my neck of the woods. What's up, Soren?
Yep. So for the Rams game, I think we should stop Jared Goff and stuff like that because our defense is falling apart with injuries. So we need to keep going on that.
Of course, in one statement, you said we need to stop Jared Goff because we've had all these injuries. So the challenge is, how do we do that when we have less of our starters, our Pro Bowl starters in the game? How do we shut them down without these star players. What do you think on that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe like we should rush it with Michael Bennett, maybe, because I don't know. We need to I like Shaquille Griffin, kind of playing cornerback, and he's doing okay.
Well, and yes, Shaq Griffin has been very good this year. Really holding his own as the rookie on the block back there. But Michael Bennett, he has been trying to rush. The thing about it, and I don't know if people are talking too much about it, he's been dealing with a plantar fasciitis problem in his foot all season. And so I don't think he's been 100% for a while. So Michael Bennett hasn't been as much of a force, at least on pressures, this year. And I think that has a lot to do with it probably. But he's still been really good, at the line of scrimmage. So we're lucky he's still playing, because the guy's been playing on a bad wheel, and even though he's had that problem, he's still managing to stay on the field and make an impact. So he's just not his full blown self, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're the walking wounded out there, and some of the wounded aren't walking. So it's been a rough defense. It's gonna be very interesting when we get to the off season to see what the Seahawks plan to do, because we've got a lot of guys who are on one-year deals, a lot of guys whose contracts are coming up, question marks about the future of some of them, career-wise. It's going to be a very interesting situation, but unfortunately I think some changes are coming, but too early to say. But right now he's got to focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow is the most important thing for this team.
Yeah, and we're so we are we undefeated in division games? At
the moment, we are undefeated in our conference, or in our division. Yeah, we've beaten the Rams, we beat the Niners twice, right? We beat and we beat the Cardinals. So now we just got Rams and Cardinals left. But again, the only thing that matters is what we do with the Rams. And I said it once, I'll say it again. We've just got to beat them tomorrow and then match them record-wise the last two games. If we finish tied, then we win because of the tiebreaker, because of that we beat them twice. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to win tomorrow. We're technically not out of it if we don't win tomorrow, but we then lose control of our own destiny. That means we would rely on the Rams to have to lose out, I think, and we've got to win out, which is a tall order.
It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier if we win tomorrow. Then at least that way we control our own destiny. But if we don't, then that means we really can't afford to lose anymore, and then we need other teams to help us out. So I don't like that situation at all. We've got to win tomorrow. Got to win tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll be rooting them on. So yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I would like to see how Mike Davis turns out. Is he gonna keep going, or is he gonna end up like Thomas Rawls or something? I don't know. It's a big question mark at running back right now.
It is. He shows promise, but I think also at the same time we've been so bad that when he rushes for 60 yards, we think it's the greatest thing we've ever seen. Wow, Mike Davis is great, but it's because we had nothing all year. So hopefully he can be one of those guys that can figure out a way to stay on the field, because that's been our biggest problem. Procise and Rawls and Chris Carson. These guys just can't stay out there. Mike Davis has played twice, he played the Atlanta game. He played and he got hurt. He played it against the Falcons, got hurt. Played a little bit against the Jags, got hurt. It's just, come on, stay out there. Maybe this will be the game he plays full and gets 100 yards. We need somebody to step up.
We still have Chris Carson next year.
We have, we still have Chris Carson next year. And, I think these two together would be great, So, so it's nice to see that we got promise, but again, they've got to stay on the field. That's been the problem. So hopefully tomorrow Mike Davis stays on the field the whole time and gives us some bit of a running game and shocks everybody. So we'll see. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
I got to go.
All right. Go Hawks.
Bye.
All right. Keeping this going. Let's take it to the 517. What's up? Who's this and where you calling from?
It's Ryan from Michigan.
Brian, what's happening, man? What's it going to take for us to
do you
beat
think-
these guys? How are we going to beat the Rams tomorrow?
Stop the running game. And what do you think the final score is going to be?
I'd say that again.
What do you think the final score prediction is going to
Oh,
be?
the final score, jeez. I think it's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go back to what I originally predicted, because to me this feels a lot like the Eagles game. Although in this one we're actually technically, what is it? We're 2.5-point favorites last time I checked, which means, it's pretty much a pick 'em type game. So I think it's going to be high scoring. I think our offense will step up. They are the two healthier of the sides of the ball, which means defense-wise, I just don't think we're going to be able to stop them like we have in the past. And so I think the offense is going to have to step it up and just beat them in a shootout. So I'm going to go with the 34-31 score, edging them by a field goal. And Walsh comes out looking like a hero in this game. That's my prediction.
What's your prediction about Russell Wilson still winning the MVP? Do you think he still has a chance for that?
Wow. With the fact that it was a three-way race between Carson Wentz, Russell, and Tom Brady, the fact that Carson Wentz is out now kind of takes him out of the race. So really it's kind of come down to Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. I think Tom Brady's always going to get the nod, always has it in his favor just because of the whole Patriots Super Bowl. They're going to be the AFC champs most likely. Unless Pittsburgh turns it on, switches it around on him. But statistically, Russell really should get it. But he's going to have to earn it the last 3 games. Now, if he can go and win us the NFC West by putting the team on his shoulders and just destroying teams the rest of the way with the last 3 games, I think he could become the front runner in the MVP race. But a lot of it depends on how we do. I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, it's hard to be an MVP if you're not a playoff team. So I think they've got to make it, and it's gonna be because Russell Wilson, they go as Russell goes. So if Russell has a good game tomorrow and has a great remaining 2 games after that, I think he will be in the conversation with a very neck and neck run with Tom Brady. And who knows? Maybe the Patriots will lose to the Steelers this weekend, and then it would flip that whole AFC situation. Those are the only 2 teams. That's the only team that has a chance against the Patriots is the Steelers, I think. So they play against each other this weekend. So a lot of really good games this weekend, but none better and none more important than this Seahawks-Rams game. Just nervous as heck about it. But if we can do the Philadelphia, we've seen them do it to Philadelphia here at home. They can do it again. So I'm just hoping to see some of that, Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles victory magic, and hear the 12s full throat going at it, making life miserable for Jared Goff, just like it was the last time he was here.
Right. No, you have a good Christmas.
Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas to you, and go Hawks.
And Happy New Year.
Yeah, and Happy New Year too. Hopefully a very Happy New Year. If we can, New Year's will be very happy. Hopefully, if we make the playoffs, and we'll know, by New Year's, hopefully sooner, whether we got a playoff lock here. But it's going to be a lot decided tomorrow. So let's get this done. Yep. Go Hawks, man. Thanks for calling.
Go Hawks. Yep.
All right. Let's keep this rolling, baby. From the 423. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Todd Green from Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. What's happening, man? What's going on?
Good.
What do you think about this game tomorrow? What's it going to take for us to get this win?
I hope. They're at the field, so they won last time against the Rams before. It was like 16-10.
Mm-hmm.
So they can probably do it again.
Yeah, well, they were a very different team. Both teams were very different back then when we beat them by 6 points in their house. Glad we had that. If we lost that game, man, this would have been a whole different situation, a very gloomy situation. But luckily we did get that win. But our team especially looks very different from the team that beat them before, mostly because of the injuries on our defense. So we're going to have to do it in a much different way.
Yeah, and Atlanta needs to lose on Monday, and then we can move up.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm thinking that's how it works. Like if another move loses and we win, do we move up? Because Atlanta is the 85 and we're 85.
Well, and really, we don't need to worry. Well, they have the tiebreaker because they beat us. But really, we don't have to worry about anybody else if we just focus on the Rams. Because if we beat the Rams, we can just get the West, and it won't matter what the wild card teams do. To me, it's all about getting that NFC West and beating the Rams in the end. If we do that, none of the other teams, we don't have to really worry about them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we just the ones in front of us really is all we got to worry about. So, but we got to get it tomorrow. Somebody asked me if I've seen the new Star Wars Emu 24. I want to know if I've seen the Star Wars The Last Jedi. Have you guys seen my video, my little trailer parody of The Last Jedi? I did a little Seahawk version of that. Check it out on YouTube if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
But I'm going to see it actually tomorrow, right after, as soon as the game's over. I'm heading over to the theater, meeting my family and some friends, and we're going to go watch that movie. So hopefully it's a feel-good after-game movie viewing. Otherwise, I'll be crying throughout the whole movie because I'll be depressed as hell. So hopefully it's a double whammy good time that night.
So are we actually in the playoffs, or how do we?
Are you asking? Are we in the playoffs? Are you asking? Are we in the playoffs, or what's it going to take to be in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh, it's no, we're not in the playoffs. It all depends. Every game pretty much will help decide whether we're in the playoffs or not. But if we win tomorrow, then we're tied with the Rams and technically leapfrog them because of our tiebreakers, even though we have the same schedule. But what that means is we just got to stay tied the rest of the way. So we just got to beat them tomorrow and then match their record, and then we'll win the NFC West. Been saying that all along. That's all we got to do. It sounds easy, but it comes down to tomorrow. Because if we don't, then it's a big mess. Then we're relying on the Rams and other teams to fall.
So if we do tie with the West, can we still? So we in the playoffs more?
Oh yeah. If we beat the Rams and we tie them the rest of the way, meaning we match their record, we will win the NFC West and we will be guaranteed one playoff game at home. And possibly, if crazy things happen, we could maybe even move up and grab. Maybe the Eagles drop and we could grab the number 2 seed or something. So anything can happen, but we got to get the NFC West, and then all of a sudden the opportunities are there galore. If we don't, then it's a whole mess of a different situation. Hard to believe it comes down to one game, which drives me nuts because I go back to that Redskins loss, Falcons loss, and those are 2 games which just go, man. Just every loss has been such a heavy weight in this season. So we got to get it done tomorrow. All right, thanks for calling, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll talk to you next time I do one of these. But thanks for calling in, as always.
All right. Go Hawks.
All right, go Hawks. Oh, man. Just crazy. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Star Wars. I've been avoiding all kinds of, trying not to know anything about, what the story's about. So I'm definitely keeping very... I should say my expectations in check because I don't want to be disappointed. So I'm just kind of going in, nothing too high, too low, just going in, have a good time. All right, let's go to the 805. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Johan from Oxnard.
All right, what do you think about this game tomorrow, Seahawks Rams? What's the key to a victory?
Well, if we win this game, we'll obviously go in the playoffs, right?
Well, not for sure, but it's a step. It's a step in the right direction. But we will maintain control of our destiny. But yes, we need to win it in order to make it. It doesn't guarantee it. It just gets us a step closer.
Yeah. And if we get the win against the Rams and we get the wild card spot in the playoffs, which game would be our toughest in the playoffs?
Oh, who do I got in here? Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to get to you in a second. Hang on tight. I got 2 calls. I'll get you in a second. Hold on. All right. Sorry, keep going. Got a couple lines messed up there. You were saying if we win against the Rams, then what?
If we win against the Rams and we're in the playoffs,
Yeah.
which game would be our toughest in the playoffs?
Oh, looking down the line, which would be the toughest matchup in the playoffs? Ooh,
Yeah.
well, let's see.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. I don't know how you're sneaking in there, but anyway, just be patient. I'll be right to you. Toughest teams. Well, let's see. Who are we looking at right now? If we get the number 4, let's say we win the NFC West, that means we're going to get one of the wild card teams. That means we're looking at potentially the Falcons, the Saints, the Packers could still get in there. I mean, pick your poison, man. I mean, all 3 of those teams are good. But the good thing is, if we get the West, they would have to play us here, which gives us an advantage over any team we face. But I mean, I think we could beat any of those guys at home. Scary proposition going on the road. Wouldn't want to go to Georgia. Wouldn't want to go to New Orleans, and certainly wouldn't want to go to Lambeau. That's for damn sure. So, but that's why we got to get the West, because then we can beat anybody at home. So, my dream is we get the West. By some miracle, the Eagles drop, and then we end up with a number 2 seed, and then we get to host 2 playoff games. Or get a bye, and then host a playoff game at home. That would be the dream scenario, but none of that happens unless we win tomorrow. So this is all too early to talk about.
And for our run game, can Thomas Rawls or Mike Davis be our next Marshawn Lynch?
I don't think anyone can be another Marshawn Lynch. However, I think going down the road, I think Chris Carson, Mike Davis, and J.D. McKissick, that's a good 3-way combination in there. And, unfortunately, whatever the reason, Thomas Rawls just has not been working out. They're not giving him a lot of carries. I think they've given up on the guy for whatever reason. And so I just don't see Thomas Rawls being here. But I think, that being said, I think the other 3 I mentioned, I think those guys have a good future going down the line. Neither of them are a beast mode. Nobody is. But that's a pretty good combination if they can just stay healthy. That's been the issue, So, yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, go Hawks. All right, man. You're on, dude. What's your name? Where you call from?
Yeah. Oh, I'm Chris from New York, actually.
Chris from New York. What's going on, man? Yeah. This your first time calling?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for jumping on. I assume you're a Seahawks fan over there? Are you a Hawks fan, or who do you follow?
I'm kind of new to the whole thing, but I do generally like Seahawks. Hawks.
Okay, you're not a New York team fan out there?
No, I just follow whoever wins, honestly.
Well, there have been a lot of other teams that have been winning, but that's cool that you follow our Hawks. Of course, we have been in the playoffs for 5 straight seasons, hoping to make it 6. But, what do you think? What's on your mind? You got questions or you got thoughts on this game?
Yeah, no, I do have a question, actually. My question is, I'm new to the channel, too. Do you play hockey by any chance?
Do I play hockey? No, I don't really watch it. I don't really play it. So I think I might get more interested if Seattle ends up getting a hockey team, which the chances are a bit higher now that we've got this potential arena coming to Seattle. A lot of debate and controversy on that one. But if we do get one built, there's a good chance that the NHL will be coming to Seattle and maybe eventually the NBA coming back. But yeah, I've never been much of a hockey fan myself. It's funny that you asked that. You must be. Are you a hockey fan, I take?
I dabble. I know some people.
So how did you find my channel?
I was just browsing. Do you play any sports?
Do I? I play volleyball. That's pretty much the sport I play now. I used to play a lot more sports back in the day. In high school, I played football, I played baseball, basketball, ran track. But that was back in the old days. Yeah, volleyball is pretty much the game I play now.
Yeah, volleyball's one of those sports where you don't have to be a fan to enjoy it,
Oh yeah. No, I don't watch a lot of volleyball, but I just love playing. I've been playing for years, and it's a lot of fun. And it's one of the games I can still play, getting into my age that I can still do it. So fortunately, I'm still able to play.
Yeah. It's quite the what's the word? Vigorous. It's vigorous.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any thoughts on this Seahawks Rams game tomorrow? Have you been following the Seahawks much?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You gonna be watching it? Can you watch it out there in New York? I don't even know if they'll be broadcasting it out there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll find a live stream on the internet. With the power of the internet, you can do a lot of things.
Yes, find the live stream, and then you can follow me live. I'll be live streaming from inside the stadium with my game reactions, so you can also check that out. So I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be sure to.
Yep.
Yeah.
10 a.m. your time, 1 p.m. our time. So yeah, hopefully I'll be making lots of screams and cheers. And all things good, making lots of noise.
Yeah.
That'd be a good thing for us. So,
in a good way.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it, and welcome to NorbCam. So I hope to hear from you again.
Can I shout one out?
All right. Well, hit that subscribe button when you get a chance, and check out my other videos since you're new to the channel, and hopefully you enjoy it.
I'd like to say thank you for your service.
My pleasure. It's always a good time. So,
yeah. Have a Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, or a Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Atheist Day, whatever you celebrate.
I'll take Christmas, but yes, thank you. I appreciate it, and
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well. All right.
Yep.
Thanks for the call.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep it rolling. From the 206. What's up? Who's this? And where are you calling from?
Hi, Norb. This is Donna. I'm calling from Renton, Washington.
My home.
How are you?
One of my neighbors. What's up, Donna? How are you?
Hey. Oh, I'm, still, it takes me 2 or 3 days, especially after that Jaguars game, to even I guess I admire the fact that you're able to get on and do your videos after a loss.
Well, it's kind of therapeutic, actually. It helps me instead of having to.
And your daughter was so cute last week. She's getting so big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They are getting bigger all the time. And I got a teenager now officially. She just turned my oldest turned 13 yesterday. So, but she's been like a teenager already for like the past year. So it's just a reality now.
Anyways, I have a question.
Yeah.
Tell me, how is it possible if we were to sweep our division, then we could still lose the division? To me, that's just, I mean...
It does make sense, huh?
Because, no, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that don't always make sense, but, it's kind of just the rules that have been laid out. But bottom line is, they got... when it comes to the playoffs, they look at, a number of factors that determine who gets on top and all these tiebreakers. But the bottom line is win-loss record is number one. And then you look at your conference record, your division record, and then you look at your, head-to-head opponent, conference record opponents, all that kind of stuff. But it starts with the win-loss. And so, again, if we end up with one loss behind the Rams, well, the Rams get the division, even though we will have potentially a better division record than they do. It's just the wins-loss part of it, So sadly, again, that's why I say that Redskins loss, because to me that was the worst loss of the year, was that Redskins game.
Oh, I agree.
We had no business. We had other heartbreakers. The Jaguars loss was tough. The Falcons loss was tough. The Packers loss. I mean, all those were games we could have won, so they were all frustrating in their own right. But the one against the Redskins was the worst because, one, we missed 3 field goals that game. He makes 1, it's a whole different game. He makes 2, game is over. And that's got nothing to do with anything the Redskins did. That's just us our kicker not converting.
That's Blair Walsh.
That's Blair Walsh by himself as one guy who changed the outcome of that game. So sadly, that's the one that's the most bitter pill to swallow in this whole season. and we'll be talking about.
wouldn't even worry.
Yeah, and he makes a kick against the Falcons. We go to overtime, and I mean, it also brings you back. We talk about the Falcons game. You start talking about the fake field goal and all that. Ugh. Anyway, so many times we've been our worst enemy, doing things to ourselves. That it's not even the other team getting the best of us. It's us getting the best of us with stupid penalties and missed opportunities, field goals, and stuff like that. So it's one thing if you just get run over, steamrolled by a team and go, wow, we had no chance. But when you are so close that it just comes down to one play or a couple of things here and there, that's what drives you crazy. So when you know that you could be a lot better than what your record says, or a lot better, because of how you should have had points on the board, that sort of thing. But unfortunately, this whole season has been mostly a razor's edge one way or the other, so it's probably accurate for what we are.
So do you see, this is how I see them winning tomorrow. I'm not really concerned. I really think that Goff is going to choke. If I would for once like to see them not defer if we win the toss. The offense goes out there, takes care of business, scores right away, and then that new defense, whoever they're going to have out there, they know that they've got to work hard to not let those guys score. I mean, that's what I would like to see.
Interesting.
Do you know, is it going to be Will Holt?
Will Hoyt would be the replacement for Bobby Wagner if Wagner can't go. But right now Wagner is questionable. KJ Wright is doubtful. So I think Bobby will play because of that. So yeah, I think he'll play.
Yeah, well, last week before when I called you before the Jaguars game, and I was talking about the officiating crew. By the way, that was one of my favorite crews out there that missed those calls. But and
the Jacksonville game was actually one of your favorite ref crews.
Yeah, I like him, and I like
Well, he's not my favorite anymore because they blew that call, the no call pass interference on Richardson, which would have been a touchdown. And just saying.
That's right.
But anyway, what were you going to say? What was your point?
I know. I was going to ask, one of my questions was going to be, would you rather see, have, Bobby Wagner and a couple of the other guys just sit out to maintain their health and not risk them getting hurt, knowing that the Rams are going to be here, this week? So...
Normally, if we had the wiggle room to do that, I would say yeah. But since tomorrow is almost like a playoff game, and we're fighting for our playoff lives, I think he's got to play. Those are some games where you kind of go, well, if he can go, he can go. But if not, he'll go next week. There won't be any next week, to fight for if we don't get this week. So I think he's got to play.
I'm not concerned about the Rams. I really think we're going to win tomorrow. I feel real comfortable, but it's the Cowboys, and I'm worried about people getting seriously injured against them, especially with that Ezekiel Elliott coming back.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for sure. We beat the Rams, and that's going to be great because that means we're still controlling our own destiny. But come the following week, it's like, oh boy, we went from one strong running team to another one who just happens to get their running back just in time for us, that whole thing. So, I mean, it doesn't get any easier. And yeah, you're right. It's going to be away. So, but at least if we win this game, then if we were to feel like we might lose next week, well, we could have the Rams lose and we're still in the same boat. We could still have it where the last game of the season, if the Rams lose and we win, we're still going to take the West. So there's more options. But if we don't win tomorrow, we're out of options. Where we don't control anything. So again, we got to play each of these next games like it's our last because we can't save anything, or there won't be any playoffs to save for.
You don't think there's a wild card spot? I mean, the Falcons, they've got a tough schedule coming up. They got the Panthers. The Bucks, I don't know. They'll probably beat the Bucks, but I mean, I know they got the Panthers. So
Yeah.
There may be hope.
I know. I guess I'm just. I don't like this idea of this whole idea of the leaving it to chance, and then that means we're gonna have to go on the road. You know, I want that home game selfishly because I want to go to the game.
I know. I know, and I love watching your videos, especially the ones when you're with your dad.
Yes.
When you're with your dad, we win.
I know, and he'll be at the game tomorrow. But we're just not going to be sitting together because he's got tickets with Mark in his section, so he's going to be at the game. We just won't be really sitting together. Hat. I know. You know, you're not the first person to say you should wear the black hat. Although the black hat kind of lost its luster because when he didn't wear it for Super Bowl 49, it sort of, I don't know, its magic seemed to have dissipated in 2014. So, you know, I don't even know if he still has that hat now. I think after he didn't wear it in 2014, we lost the Super Bowl. It just sort of...
Oh, no. Okay.
Haven't seen it since. So, but, I mean, just looking at this schedule, though, we got, you know, other teams that we're competing against. We've got the Saints at 9-4 battling the Panthers at 9-4. So one of those two teams is going to get the division, which means you're going to have, I mean, they're the best conference or the best division in the conference right now because you got three teams all right stacked at the top along with the Falcons. So one or two of those guys are going to get in the playoffs. And then you've got, you know, the North isn't so much, but you got potentially the Packers coming back in here could do something. So, and then, you know, the Cowboys could still try to do something in here. So, you know, it's just a messy middle of the road situation there. I just, again, to me, it's like NFC West or bust. So we got to get this thing tomorrow. I know there's still a chance, but then you're just hoping that, I hope that they lose and that these guys lose and we win out and maybe we can still make it. It just sounds really bad. So tomorrow we got to get that win. So we'll see. But yeah, it's going to be crazy.
One more question.
Yeah.
And I'll leave you alone. So I'm really sad about not seeing Warren Moon anymore. So is there any way you can get an interview and maybe get hooked up there?
Oh, man.
Sit in for Warren Moon?
It's funny. Somebody brought that up last time I did this call, and I didn't even know about the I didn't even know about the Warren Moon thing, you know.
And you know, these stupid allegations, now they got Marshall Falk and Tyrod Taylor and Keith Evans. I mean, really? Geez, I'm just so, ooh.
Yeah, it's I know it's good and it's bad in the sense that, I don't know, I guess it's this whole thing about allegations of you know, I guess it just shows how rampant it was, how bad the culture has been and throughout the every industry where you have people of power, whether it's a celebrity, athlete, actor, politician, anybody who's got power, how much, you know, people have taken advantage of those positions. But, you know, the devil's advocate part of me when it comes to this, and I usually don't talk about political things here, but I guess for a moment I will bring it up, it's just that you're also in a situation now where allegations, without really even being proven at all, can wreck careers. And so what happens to some of these guys if it turns out they aren't guilty of it, but their career's been destroyed because of the allegations? I think that's a scary thing, that someone can just say, hey, this guy or, you know, this person did something to me, and right away they just suddenly lose their job, and really there's no proof to it. You know, I think that's the scary thing, because, you know, if I were in that situation and somebody put that on me, all of a sudden I'd be like, well, all of a sudden I'm shut down because somebody just claimed it, even though there's no proof. But if they're guilty, well, then, you know, they deserve to get what they get.
Yeah, but you know what? And if they're not, and usually these people are penniless, so, I mean, their career is destroyed, and then they can't even sue these people because there's nothing to sue them for. Right.
And in that industry, once you've kind of already been, you know, blacklisted or you have a bad reputation, sometimes it's too late to change it, you know. So anyway, not to get too off topic, we're talking about football here, but anyway, I hear you just saying. In the meantime, I will continue to just do my play-by-play for the fans from my little seat up in Cincinnati Field. So for those of you who guys want to keep watching, tune into my live stream on YouTube or Facebook. I'm happy to bring it to you guys, and I enjoy doing what I do. So, but thank you. I appreciate the support as always. So you take care, and let's have a good day tomorrow.
Absolutely. I look forward to having a really happy video.
Yes, me too. I don't want to be depressed tomorrow. I want this to be a happy holidays. I need this. We all need it. All right.
No. Well, you have to promise to come in with, if it happens to be a negative thing, you have to promise to start your video positive with a pathway for us to make it to the playoffs.
Okay, I will definitely do my mathematical breakdowns, and even if I have to pull out some kind of fancy, algebraic equations to figure out the possibility of us getting the playoffs if we lose tomorrow, I will do that and explore every scenario and see if we can break it down to every possible situation. So.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
All right, no problem. Thanks, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Okay. Oh man, just crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let's go to the 701. All right, 701 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Hello? Not there? All right, let's try the 510. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Boy, DJ Norb from the Bay Area.
Oh, DJ from the Bay Area. DJ, not EJ. What's going on?
So, game last night, I kind of hope happens.
Yeah, say it again. Sorry, I didn't catch that first part.
I had a crazy dream last night that I hope happens.
Okay, what's the crazy dream?
That Jared Goff tore his ACL.
Well, we never like to wish ill will and injury on players. That's just not the way we want to win a game.
That's not. That's not the way. But it was a dream I had, and I'm a Cal fan. So.
All right. Well.
But the real thing is that I hope that those Raiders just beat the Cowboys so that they're deflated and they have nothing to play for against the Seahawks.
I agree. Go Lynch, go Raiders. Yeah, for sure there. But, I think, tomorrow, we'll see. I'm more concerned about the run game right now than I am Jared Goff. But although he's been pretty good, too. I mean, that team has been good. They've been definitely good.
I'm more concerned about Gurley because these last 3 games we've been playing Fournette, Gurley, and Elliott.
It's brutal. And
who's the most valuable player of the Legion of Boom? I'd say Earl Thomas.
Well, I've always felt Earl Thomas is the key guy there. I mean, if I had to pick one, it's like him and Wagner. Him and Wagner need to be in there because they're like the central core of what makes everything go round, And so we got to have Wagner. If Wagner can't go tomorrow, I'll be very, very concerned. But
yes, if Wagner can't play tomorrow, I'm going to be scared because that game against Jacksonville completely turned when he got hurt.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, they went from three points to suddenly 3
30.
touchdowns. I mean, it was just crazy, and that was in his absence. Not that they were all his fault or his responsibility, because one was like on one big pass play, another one was on a punt return that had nothing to do with Wagner, but still we could see on these runs that weren't getting stopped, it looked too easy, and you realize what happened there. Like, oh yeah, Wagner's not playing. So yeah, it's gonna be a long day if he can't play. But even with him in, I don't know what percentage of effectiveness he's going to be because he's clearly been battling this injury for a while, and he won't be 100%. But I would rather take a Wagner at 85-90 than 100% Will Hoyt. No disrespect, but Wagner is a one-of-a-kind guy. So.
Are you still hosting the Christmas Eve party against the Cowboys?
Yeah, Tori asked me that earlier. Oh, are you? You're coming up, right?
Yeah. Coming to Seattle next
That's right.
Thursday.
I am leaning towards that. I know there's going to be probably a little bit less of a turnout because a lot of people will be celebrating at home. But I'm talking to the casino.
Actually, a lot more of my family might be coming. My extended family.
Do you mean to the party? To the viewing party?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to really push forward to make it happen. They did tell me that to try to increase attendance, they may actually put up another big screen TV as a drawing prize. So it's not official yet, but they said that they were thinking about doing that for this game, since it would be the last home away regular season game. So yeah, so there might be some pretty good prizes to be had, and if there's not a whole lot of people, the chances of winning go way up. So yeah, you may have to, people should come down to the Emerald Downs. But yeah, I think we're going to do it. So I will make that official after the game on tomorrow. And finalize that, but I'm leaning towards that it will happen. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys and your family and everything. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, see you later, and let's go Hawks and beat those Rams.
Yeah, we got to beat the Rams for sure. So have a safe trip when you come up here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see Star Wars tomorrow.
So am I. Yep, tomorrow night, right after the game, I'm gonna go straight from the game, wearing my outfit, my face paint. I'll be going in there dressed like a crazy Seahawks fan.
I'm gonna see it right before the game.
Oh, you're gonna see it before? Okay, well, I'm gonna do mine after. And, yeah, I'm hoping that I will be happy with the outcome of both. That I like. Yeah. I really like the game result, and I'm hoping I'll really like the movie. But I'm keeping my expectations low. What's that?
This is my basket. Well, see you later, man.
All right.
Go Hawks.
All right, go Hawks, yeah. Have fun tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day.
And beat those Rams. And win this division. Win the Super Bowl. Bye.
Yeah, all right, love it. Go Hawks. All right, let's see. Oh, I've been keeping Anthony off the line for way too long here. I got to get Anthony on the line here. All right, Anthony, what's going on, man? Anthony from Yakima, what's happening?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. A little nervous about this game, but it's a little crazy this time of year.
So am I.
What's up, man?
So am I, dude. Oh, I'm doing all right. Winter break's coming around the corner. I have 2 days of school left next week.
Oh, you have to go to school next week. My girls got out on Friday. Friday was their last day, so you got 2 more. You get any snow out there? I heard there's some snow on the east side of the state. You get any snow over there?
No, we don't have snow. We got some dense fog out here. I'm spending the weekend with my dad, and we got fog out here.
Fog. Okay. Well, I guess fog is easier to navigate than snow, but yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game tomorrow? You think we're gonna win it?
Oh my gosh. I really hope we win out here, man.
Oh yeah, well, we're all hoping for it, but trying to figure out what's it going to take for us to get this game. It's going to take the performance of the year.
Yeah. Oh hey, I had a dream last night that we lost against the Rams, and I was so mad.
Well, that's not a good dream. That's not a dream. That's a nightmare. That's a nightmare right there.
That is a nightmare as heck.
Can't be having dreams like that. We need to have positive subconscious thought going on out there.
I wish I had a dream of meeting the Lord and Savior. Well, I think I did. That was last year, though.
That would be pretty cool.
What the heck? Nothing.
What's going on, man?
Sorry,
you waited an hour and 7 minutes to talk to me, so bring it, man.
Yeah.
What do you got? What is the key? What's the most important thing the Seahawks have to do tomorrow to beat the Rams? Number 1.
Not get a lot of penalties and beat the Rams the way they did in Los Angeles.
Oh, and when we beat the Rams in Los Angeles, I believe we got 5 turnovers in that game, and still only won by 6 points. So turnovers could be very key in this game. Especially, I think it's going to be kind of like a cold and wet game tomorrow, so the ball could be slipping around out there. So we got to jump on it.
Oh gosh, they better stay warm. I'm out here outside so I can talk to you.
Is it cold out there?
Oh, it's freezing.
Oh man. But yeah, no, it's gonna be huge tomorrow. It's gonna be wet. It's gonna be cold. But I don't know if that's necessarily to our favor.
Did you get my text about my brother and I might be coming back to Seattle on New Year's Eve?
Oh yeah, I saw that. So you'd be kind of doing like you did last time when you guys were out here for the Cardinals game. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Would you be going to that tailgate, the Hawk Alley tailgate, like last time?
Yeah, yeah. And I also asked you if so, we should hang out.
Well, I think if you guys end up over there, I'm sure I could find my way out there before the game. So, yeah, if it happens, let me know, and we'll make things happen. Sound good?
If you want, after that game, if you want, and if we can, we should try to spend a day with each other, just talking and hanging out.
Well, it might be tough. New Year's Eve is that night, so probably going to be hanging with the family, you know what I'm saying? But, and my parents' anniversary is also New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, so usually it's a big kind of thing. But I'll try to get there beforehand. At least try to get some time in before the game starts, you know what I mean? But we'll do it. That's what we'll work with what we got.
Okay. Hey, what the heck? I think I sent you my Christmas list and my brother's Christmas list to you in case if you want to try to do that thing you talked to me in October, maybe around Christmas-ish, or maybe next month, whatever you can do.
Okay, yeah, you got a pretty extensive list there, so I don't know about that, but I'm still trying to work on things with but no guarantees. But I did get it, so thank you for sending it, man. So, all right, man, I'm gonna jump on and get some other calls going on here, but I'll look for your message about you being there in Seattle for the Cardinals game. All right.
Yeah, better pray to the Lord that my brother and I will come back.
All right, man. I will keep my fingers crossed and send a little prayer your way, man.
Okay. Oh, all right. Hey, I almost forgot. One more question.
Yeah.
My goal is to try to record my first song before I graduate from my high school. But that's a problem. I don't have recording stuff. You don't mind if you can try to help me with that by having myself record my voice, and you can put it in your music production app thing you got on your computer, or whatever you call it.
Well, we're talking a very extensive process here, so we'll have to follow up on that one. But you know what you got to do is you got to get what is it? Get on your phone and get guitar or GarageBand. Get familiar with GarageBand and start learning multi-track on there, because I know a lot of kids a lot younger than you who are doing stuff on there. If they can do it, you can do it on there. So I'd get familiar with that and start getting your chops up to speed. But you just got to do the work, man. You just got to start learning it. That's what you want to do. If you want to be a songwriter, you've got to start. You got to, besides writing, you got to start arranging the music and kind of getting familiar with the tools. All right, you got to be able to pick it up and run with it.
I am a songwriter. Guitar stuff. I have a guitar, but it's so hard to play.
Oh, well,
I can play.
It takes practice, man. That's what it takes as a singer. I didn't get to be this way overnight. This is years and years of hard work and practice. Anyway, just got to do the thing, man. Put in the work and get familiar. There's great tools out there, so just got to learn them. All right, man, I got to run because I'm going to have to go soon.
Okay.
But anyway, we'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, keeping it going. I'm going to go to the 701 here. I think I had you last time and we missed the call. Hey, what's going on from the 701?
Hello?
Hello, you are on with NorbCam live. Who's this?
Hey, Norb, this is Alex. This is the Martinez family from North Dakota.
Hey, Alex from North Dakota. How's it hanging over there?
Pretty good, pretty cold. Do you remember us?
Yeah.
You met us last year.
I remember. Yeah. How are you guys all doing?
Pretty good. Just trying to stay warm.
How cold is it out there in North Dakota? I imagine it's got to be in the teens or lower.
I gotta say about 10 degrees right now, somewhere on there.
10 degrees. That's too cold. Too cold. What's up, man? What's on your mind? What are you thinking about this game?
It's gonna be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
But I say in my opinion, all we have to do is just stop Goff and their running game, and we should be in good shape.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely the run game stop is key, and I don't think we can stop them. I just think if we can slow them down a little bit and give our offense a chance to just get ahead, we get a little bit of a lead. We're so much better. We're such a better team if we get the lead. So we've got to do it. We got to do it.
We did a really good job on stopping or slowing down Wentz, and so if we could do the same thing to Goff, then I'm pretty sure we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna try to run this thing down our throats early and often. And if we can't stop it, they're just gonna kind of keep doing that and then mix a little bit of pass in there. But if we can make some stops early, take advantage of our offensive possession, score a couple times, then I think they'll have to be forced to abandon the run. And if they start throwing it around, yeah, they're going to get their plays. But I think it also opens up the chance for sacks, interceptions, tip balls, all that kind of stuff. So, I like our chances if we can stop the run first. So I think we do that first.
I'm actually really proud of our, the guys, the guys that were next up. After all our injuries, the guys that were up next, they've been really holding it down, doing a good job on their part.
Who's your favorite player who stepped up, non-starter, who's kind of stepped up of these guys you're talking about? Who are you most impressed with?
I got to say Shaquille Griffin.
Well, he's been great, but he's been there from the start, really, kind of almost a starter. So I'm thinking more who the guys who had to step in. For me, McDougald has been great. Cam Chancellor was my favorite player, so he was, to me, hard shoes to fill, but he's done a pretty good job filling in for him. What do you think? Who of the guys who've stepped in?
I believe Maxwell has really. He kind of just. I don't think he really missed anything. He just got in there and he knew what he was doing. So how Seahawks work. So he stepped up.
Yeah, Maxwell has done all right. He's missed a few plays. He hasn't been perfect, and he's given up a couple of big ones here and there. But he's made some good plays too. But that game against Jacksonville, I probably not enough credit is thrown their way. But Blake Bortles made some pretty good throws. The most impressive one was where it was they had the ball. They had a 3rd and long. And they could have easily just kind of run a conservative play, and they went down the right sideline, Maxwell's side, and threw a dime over his head, and he didn't turn around fast enough. So I was a little frustrated that Maxwell didn't play that ball a little bit better, but he made a really good throw and one of several. So I didn't give him a lot of credit, and I think he needs to get a little bit of credit for the way he played. So that Jacksonville team is going to be. I don't know about going all the way to the Super Bowl, but they may make some damage in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see how those guys do. They had pretty good defense. Reminds me a lot of our defense back in 2013.
Yeah, we're definitely nervous, and we're just hoping for that win.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. It's going to be a real depressing day if we don't get this done. But while we're in the building, we're going to be screaming our heads off, and you can watch it on my live stream. And hopefully, it's a lot of good news and a lot of happy moments.
That Sunday ticket on my TV in order for me to get the game. So
yeah. Yep, I hear you out there in North Dakota. So it was good to hear from you. I hope your family's doing well. And yeah, call again. It's always good to hear from you guys.
All right. All right.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, man. Talk to you. Bye, Martinez family. Thanks for calling.
Bye. Go Hawks.
Yeah, go Hawks. All right. Let's go to the 443. Waiting patiently. What's going on? This is NorbCam. This is the NFL prediction kid, correct?
We are calling from Baltimore.
Hello, is this the NFL prediction kid?
Yes.
Okay, I'm having a little hard time hearing you. Are you on the phone there?
Yes, yes I am.
There you go. Okay. Hey, so what's your name again?
Caden, and we are calling from Baltimore.
Caden from Baltimore. Yes, I recall. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think? What's on your mind tonight?
So I want to touch on the defense of the Rams and how Russell Wilson will be fending up against the Rams, because our offensive line is kind of...
Yeah, our O-line against their formidable defensive line. Aaron Donald of the Rams is, even Russell Wilson said he's probably the best defensive player he's had to go up against. He's going to be tough, both against the rush and on pass blocking. Seattle's going to have to, and Russell especially, is going to have to really be aware. I mean, the Rams, they've always gotten the best of Russell in terms of quarterback hits and sacks and things like that. So I think they've got to scheme a lot of things to kind of keep him protected. And he's just going to have to really get rid of that ball quick, or run out of danger quickly, because I think I just see a lot of collapsing pockets tomorrow, and he's going to have to avoid that pressure one way or the other, either by design or just be dodging bullets left and right. But yeah, he's got to make plays happen. Otherwise, if he has a bad game, it's going to be a bad game for Seattle. So we go as Russell goes. So hopefully he's got some of that magic like he had against Philadelphia.
Yeah. I think personally we will pull this game off because we are in the clink.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with noise we'll be able to sound out the Rams' offensive calls.
Yep, I think it might help us. Might slow some things down for the Rams. Just get that little millisecond of a delay and not being able to get a jump on their snap count. Might give our defenders a chance to cause some trouble for them. And maybe we get a lucky turnover bounce here and there that gives us that advantage. What the heck is going on with your phone?
Android.
Okay.
Android.
Jeez.
One more question before I go. How did you up against?
Wait a minute. It sounds like you're practicing scratching on a DJ. Anyway, I don't know what was going on. How's it? Okay, try that one more time.
So how's our defense going to defend against Gurley and Watson, knowing that our Legion Boom is currently a little weak right now?
I didn't catch the beginning part of that, but I think you're talking about Legion of Boom defending, I assume, against the offensive receivers for Los Angeles. Well, it's kind of a two-part. It's sort of a two-part thing. We've got to be able to stop, get pass rush. One thing we didn't have against Jacksonville last week, we had no pressure at all on the quarterback, and that just can't happen. So we're gonna have to get pressure on the QB, and we've got to cover good enough to where they're gonna get their plays. But if we can break up, or maybe get a lucky bounce, or knock down a ball or two. That might just be enough, but we got to get pressure somehow, because last week we got none, and that's not a good formula for us.
Thank you for your time. Go Ravens.
No problem. Yeah, thanks for calling. I appreciate it, and let's go Hawks.
Okay, then.
All right, take care. All right, got a couple more here. Let's see. Let's go to the 845, waiting forever. What's going on? Who's this and where you calling from?
I'm calling from New York.
Okay, and what's your name?
Ariel.
Ariel from New York. All right. What's on your mind, bud?
I think we should have a pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
And we should start out hot in the beginning of the game.
I completely agree with you. I think that would probably be two of my important keys. You know, there's a lot of them, but I think 1 and 2, I'd say, offense got to start off hot, and yes, pressure on the quarterback is going to be important when they do pass. I think they're going to probably try to run as much as they can on us, but when they throw, we've got to get pressure on them, and that will help a lot in getting this game off to a good start. I totally agree with you there.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
What do you think that the Seahawks standing will be?
What do I think the Seahawks standing will be at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what I think, what I want to have happen. As we end up 11-5, meaning we would go undefeated the rest of the season, and that means we would have the NFC West, and we would get at least a wild card home game, and maybe we're lucky we move up a couple spots, maybe even as lucky as the number 2 spot by some miracle, and we end up hosting the divisional round at our place, and then I think that happens, the chances of going to the Super Bowl go way, way up because we got that home field magic going our way. And who knows, maybe the number 1 seed falls, and then we end up hosting the NFC Championship at home. And we do pretty good when that happens. So that would be my dream, and I think it could happen. I think if we play our best football, we could be 11-5, undefeated the rest of the way. But
yeah, I totally agree with you.
It's got to be tomorrow. I mean, it's in order of difficulty the rest of the way. The toughest game is the one in front of us with the Rams. Then the second most difficult would be the Cowboys. And then we should be able to take care of the Cardinals. You know, if we can take care of these first two, the Cardinals should be very beatable at our house. But the Cardinals have always given us fits. So, wouldn't take it for granted. But tomorrow's definitely the toughest test of the 3 coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Do you think Russell Wilson should be the MVP?
Yeah.
And how would you defend that? How would you argue that if someone said, okay, let's hear the reasons why Russell Wilson should be the MVP as opposed to somebody like Tom Brady?
I think that because he throws much better and he's like the best like quarterback in like the whole football things.
But what if someone says, well, Tom Brady's record is better. Tom Brady has more rings than Russell Wilson, so he should be MVP. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, that too. And because like Odell Beckham Jr. Odell is like really good at it, like stuff like that. And Russell Wilson, he's like the best in the Seahawks, like that whole football thing. He's the best on offense.
Yes. Well, so here's what you do. If you ever get into a debate about who should be MVP, this is what you tell them. You say, the most valuable player means the team that relies the most on that player being on their team. And if the Patriots didn't have Brady, they would probably have a better record than Seattle would if they didn't have Wilson, since Wilson accounts for over 85% of their offense. So that's what you tell them. Next time someone asks you an MVP debate question, that's how you argue it. So anyway, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next time.
Okay,
All
thank
right, you bet. Go Hawks. Okay, all right, let's go to the 253 here in Washington. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
How's it going, Norb? This is Cody from Bonnie Lake.
Oh, Cody, a regular caller of the show. What's going on, man?
Yeah, I was just looking at stats when we played the Rams in LA, and I saw Gurley only had 14 carries for 43 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that obviously it'll change a ton because the Rams want to feed the ball early, especially when they're on the road. But the biggest key is definitely if Bobby Wagner plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's at heart and soul. He's obviously the heart and soul of that defense. And you saw last week how with them, they only had 3 points, and not saying they would have held Jacksonville 3 points, but they definitely wouldn't have given up. What was it? 34.
Yep.
So I just think the key, the big key is just having the heart and soul out on the defense on number 54. But obviously I had a couple other stats. Goff threw 2 picks, and as a whole, LA had 5 turnovers, and I think 3 of them were just off fumbles. And then I remember Earl Thomas had he punched the ball out of Gurley's hands at the
1-inch line to get a touchback. That's right. That's right. No, the scary thing about playing this team is that when we played them back then, and all those stats sound about right, the 43 yards or so for Gurley and the 5 turnovers, despite holding him to that, despite the 5 turnovers, we still almost lost that game, if not for a Cooper Kupp drop in the end zone. We would have lost by 1 point. So the scary thought in that we had our defense pretty much at full speed at that point, and had all those turnovers, we were still that tight of a ball game. But I think also what's different then is our defense was better then in terms of just health and everything, but our offense was not clicking yet at that point either. So I think our offense is playing much better than it did then. So while the defense is not as strong, our offense is stronger. So what I'm hoping is whatever our weaknesses that are going to be seen on defense, the offense can make up for them. We might give up 10 more points than we did last time, but if we can score 14 more, well, that'll put us ahead just enough to get the win. And again, I'm thinking this is a field goal differential type of game to win for us. I don't expect a blowout by us.
I don't either.
I don't see a blowout by anybody, but I think it being another close game where it's down to a field goal or a one final score at the end of the game. So
it's funny. It's funny how just in a whole season you kind of flip the switch from being a defensive team and just flip it from an offensive team in a perspective.
It's definitely been. The whole script has been flipped as far as the entire identity of this team, that we were always a defense and run team first and really conservative. I remember they talked about how Russell was only throwing the ball like 25 times. They never threw the ball over 30 times a game. And now look at him. He's throwing it 40 times a game, 50 maybe on some games. And that's just not the way it's drawn up. It's not designed, and that's what he's had to do, which has been miraculous. What do you think our record would be if Russell Wilson was not our quarterback?
If Russell Wilson was not our quarterback and say Austin Davis was?
Yeah. If let's say Russell had gotten injured in in game 2 and we had to play the whole season without Russell, what do you think our record would be?
Is this saying that Sherman and Cam are healthy?
Just saying all things equal, and you take Russell Wilson out of it. We're 8-5. Okay. We're 8-5 with Russell Wilson. What are we without him?
Maybe 3-13.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. We would be 3 and what would be we're 13 games into this, so 3-10. We'd be 3-10 probably right now.
And that just kind of shows you, why Russell Wilson should be the MVP. And I know I've been on this before, and I've talked about why Russell Wilson should be the MVP. But you take Brady off the Patriots, and obviously, they got rid of Garoppolo, but they were 2-0 without Tom Brady. You take Russell Wilson off this team, you're gonna have a top 5 draft pick.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty amazing how much he's had to carry the load, but there's only so much one guy can do. But
I know.
Maybe I'm hoping we can get a little bit of run game going. If Mike Davis, I really believe Mike Davis is possible part of the solution to the run game. If he can stay on the field, I think the guy could. If they
I
can,
remember
they can
watching Thomas Rawls and Eddie Lacy. I was never really excited just because they didn't really have those big runs. But whenever Mike Davis gets the ball, I just kind of have that feeling. I have that kind of that spark in my stomach. I'm like, okay, this is going to be bigger on it right here. And then when he breaks through the hole, then you just kind of get super excited and you're just yelling everywhere.
Well, what I like about Mike Davis is that he's kind of a mix of the two. He's kind of got a little bit bigger size. He's got some, he's kind of short, like Thomas Rawls is built, but he's got and kind of got that quickness, but he's got the power, of like Eddie Lacy. So if you combine the two of those guys into one, that's kind of what you get with Davis, and he just seems to have good vision because he finds holes, and that just seems to be the thing that maybe what they just didn't see in Rawls is that it seemed like Rawls, and I was such a big fan of him, wanting to see him come back and do what he did when he first came out. Yeah, but it just seemed like he'd run hard, but it seemed like he'd just run right into people. He wasn't really finding the holes, and I don't know if that's because he wasn't being patient, because he was so anxious to just run as fast as he can, that he wasn't really finding the holes to run through, just like running into people's backs or running into the defender. And sometimes you got to wait and get skinny and wait for the hole, But Mike Davis seems to have a way of really doing that, and he's got some really good left-right lateral juke moves that are pretty cool to watch. So I like the way that kid runs. Him and Chris Carson, they're both kind of had the same electricity. Man, I'd love to see those two guys healthy at the same time. You have those two and McKissick. That's a nice trio I could see. If they could all get healthy at the same time, that'd be a nice combination right there.
Hopefully, if we clinch the playoffs, that Chris Carson will be available come probably I'm thinking a wild card, but you never know really what could happen, especially with Carson Wentz out. So.
Yeah, that's true. NFC is a crazy map of possibilities, whereas the AFC is a complete joke. But NFC is fun. There's going to be a lot of teams. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of several teams that won't make the playoffs who are playoff contending, teams that could go far. Then they won't even get a chance to do it, because there's just not enough room for all of them. But it's going to be fun. Whoever gets in there, it's gonna be fun to watch. I mean, these are good teams. Saints, Eagles, Vikings, Panthers, Falcons, Seahawks, Packers. I mean, any of those teams thrown in the mix you feel like these are teams you'd want to watch, and however it works out. But hopefully, Seattle's right in the middle of it.
All those teams you listed, especially with Aaron Rodgers back now, and Nick Foles even being the starting quarterback, they can all make runs at the Super Bowl. They have that capability.
Yep. You know what I'd love to see? What I would love to see in some crazy formula, I know it exists, but somehow Seattle ends up hosting the NFC Championship game and the Packers come here. I would love to see that. And then we beat them again to go battle Brady for one more shot at redemption in the Super Bowl. That would be like the dream come true for me. I
have a feeling on the AFC wise that Pittsburgh's gonna knock down the king. I think they're going to knock down New England.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they'll have Gronk back this week, right? He had that one game suspension.
I think they're going to be able to rally around Ryan Shazier, and just the way their offenses look. And I know that New England does a really good job of taking out their opposing stars, so Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. But Antonio Brown, there's just something about him. He's like a Jerry Rice. You can game plan for him, but he's just gonna get his.
I don't know. The Patriots are just so dang scary. They always seem to get things figured out. I almost think they almost. Now this may not have been on purpose, and this is way probably overthinking it, but it's almost like I can almost see that they they lost that game last week just so they could get extra salty for this one and ramp it up. You know, almost like Belichick almost had these guys sort of, you know, they didn't have Gronkowski, and they almost, you know, allowed them to play poorly against the Dolphins just so that they could get, you know, double revenge factor against the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised on either outcome. I think both teams, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers won. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots did. But that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
It's a two-man race in the AFC.
Yeah, that's it. So
yeah.
So yeah.
All right. By the way, so kind of getting back on the Seahawks-Rams game. Robert Woods is expected to start, and I think he separated his shoulder. But how big of a kind of advantage is that for the Rams?
We're talking about who now? Robert Woods?
Robert Woods. Yeah.
Remind me again, he's the
wide receiver, number 17 for LA.
Oh, so you're saying that the advantage for us with him out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said advantage Rams. Okay,
No, he's expected to play.
Oh, he's expected to play.
He's coming back.
Coming back. Okay.
Yeah, he's coming back from a shoulder injury.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That offense, they got a lot of weapons, you know, and you know, and we're undermanned as it is. I like I said, I don't think we're stopping them. I just think we just try to slow them down, you know, just enough where we can get a little bit ahead of them. And I think didn't they lose some guys at corner, at least one corner?
Yeah, their starting cornerback tore his Achilles last week.
Yeah.
I think it was Tremaine Johnson.
Yeah.
It might have been the other guy, but anyway.
So, you know, that, who knows what that might mean as far as, you know, will that give us a little bit of advantage maybe that Wilson can exploit? You know, I think we definitely on offense, I don't know what was up with Jimmy Graham last week, but he's got to be there this week.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's got to step up. But you know what's been really weird to me, and I haven't figured this out, is why Luke Wilson has been almost completely absent from the passing game. You know, he's really made. You know, Nick Vannett has been, you know, quite active, but it feels like Luke Wilson just hasn't had a whole lot of action. You know, it just I thought it would be, you know, Jimmy Graham and Luke Wilson, but you know, Vannett's actually stepped up.
It just kind of seems like what you said, but Nick Vannett's kind of taken over the role for Luke Wilson.
And I mean, I know he's been in there, but you know, he's, I don't know, maybe he'll get some opportunities here. But you know, they've had a lot of double tight end sets, so I know he's been out there. He just hasn't been targeted a lot. But you know, whichever is, we got to get action from the tight end spot. Whether it's Vannett, Wilson, or Graham, I think Graham's got to bounce back from a pretty, you know, it's going no catches last week. That's just not, that's unbelievable. Granted, I know this was Jacksonville's defense, but still.
Well, even Russell Wilson, you know, Wilson had 3 touchdowns. I know he threw 3 picks, but a lot of those interceptions that he threw, you know, he threw them up, and you know, it was kind of like a punt, I guess you could say, because Jacksonville didn't have terrific field position, or the one that he threw up in the end zone for Doug, and then, you know, it was a touchback.
Yeah, one was at the 2 or 3 yard line, and then that one to Jimmy Graham. Yeah, that was like a carbon copy of the one he threw in the 49er game.
So I don't really think you can call it like a smart turnover, but if you want, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather throw a pick and have it be picked off at their own 3 yard line than a pick 6 or one in your own 25 and have it intercepted in the red zone, you know, something like that. So I mean, yeah, they weren't devastating interceptions, but there was plenty more off. Wilson didn't lose that game for him. You know,
well, and Russell did throw 3 touchdown passes, so
yeah, he gave him a chance to win, and they should have won that game, you know, at the end. But you know, the special teams blew it. They didn't get the field goal. They didn't cover a punt, and the defense, gave up that bomb. That just doesn't happen. So we can't have. And this is the scary about the Rams is they're the kind of team that can throw a 75-yard bomb. So if given time and if not covered well, so Earl Thomas has got to be on his best for sure.
Definitely.
We can't give up plays like that in this game. And I'm afraid that might happen, but hopefully not. But yeah,
hopefully not.
This game's got the
cornerback that tore his Achilles was Kayvon Webster, by the way.
Kayvon Webster. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can exploit it.
Hopefully.
Every little advantage they can, because man, it's they're a good team over there. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I think so. I think this is kind of the, I guess you could say, the little brother trying to take over for the big brother because of past history.
Oh yeah, well they haven't had a winning record in how many years, and it's been since like the early 2000s. I think 2003 is the last time. So
because they had Steven Jackson.
Yep. No, they've definitely, I'm sure, know what's at stake for them too. So, Seahawks have got to not allow that to happen in our house,
Yep. And I just think the biggest key is obviously, and you talked about Bobby Wagner, but it's just getting pressure on Goff, because you know they're going to try to run the ball, because obviously they didn't do that as much the last time we played them. But it's just getting pressure on Goff and trying to make him confused. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That's just the biggest thing.
Which was why it was so shocking. We got no pressure last week either against the Jaguars. We can't. So many things that we did poorly in last week, we can't repeat that kind of performance.
Blake Bortles did really well too.
He did, but it just seems like they gave him the opportunity to make those plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
time in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about those Florida teams and the South, man. AFC South has just gotten the best of us this year with the Titans. It felt like the Titans type game. So
yeah, that was.
Anyway,
and I was kind of thinking about that too from last week's game. Seattle's going over the East Coast. It's a 3-hour time difference, and we just never seem, East Coast teams and West Coast teams just, they can't win.
But you really can't use that excuse, because they didn't play at 10 a.m. They played at 1 our time, so they really didn't have a time change. Granted, I know you're living on a different time schedule, but they moved the game down to 4 o'clock. They actually did us a favor, flexed us forward to the 1 o'clock slot. So thought that would help, but we had no. I don't think we had any 10 a.m. games this year. I mean, we were really spared.
Besides the Jacksonville game was too, but they flexed it up because the Giants are terrible this year.
Exactly. Right. So I can't use that whole time thing as an excuse this year. We just played bad,
Yeah.
So
it's just rough on the road.
It is. But that's why all the more tomorrow we got to take care of business at home.
It's a huge game.
Yep.
And this would be the Rams' 5th loss, correct?
That's correct. We would have the same record if they lose. If the Rams lose tomorrow, we'll both be 9-5.
Hold the tiebreaker, so that would be big too, because if we win this game, Seattle goes to 3 and the Rams fall out of the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. I think they fall to 7.
Well, for the time being, but then every game after that still counts. I mean, we've got to stay tied or ahead of the Rams the rest of the way. That's all I'm focusing on.
There's something about Green Bay too. It just scares me, especially if they beat Carolina with Aaron Rodgers back, obviously. So that could be. I don't know. The NFC is just there's just so many good teams really not to be in the playoffs.
Yep. No, I know. Yeah. It's a lot of scary teams floating around out there. We all know them way too well. We feel like we played them a lot lately. Green Bay, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Vikings.
We play Dallas next
week. Yeah, Dallas. It just seems like, man, these teams everywhere. Seem like we're getting a lot of these teams lately. But but that's the good teams found a way to win it.
This is definitely the fun time of the year. The fun time of the year.
For sure. Yeah. A little more stress than fun right now, but if we win, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So,
yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Good stuff. All right,
Thank
go
you.
Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Yeah. All right, man. You guys have been patient, waiting out here. Let me go to 206. Been waiting a long time. What's up? What's up? This is Norb. Who is this and where are you calling from? Hello? Anybody there? Okay, let's try 509. What's up? This is Norb. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Davin from Flip.
This is who?
Davin?
Yep. Okay. And you're calling from, are you calling from Eastern Washington?
Yeah, I'm from Sela.
Oh, okay. All right. That's my business partner's old town. Went to Sela High School. But, yeah, what's going on?
Oh, I just had a question. Actually, more of a thought. So our rushing isn't doing so good so far until Mike Davis showed up. But I was just thinking, we're not really using Lacey so much. So is Trey Madden still out for the year?
Trey Madden. That's a really good question. What is Trey Madden's stat? Man, they haven't had a fullback in forever. And I don't even know. Yeah, I don't.
That's what I was thinking. Put Lacey as fullback.
Yeah, I've somebody threw that idea out there before too. I just don't know. I mean, is he the kind of guy that would be willing to do that? I don't think he's ever played fullback. So I think he could be. I think he'd be good. He could be good at that. I have noticed they've used Wilson. I think Luke Wilson and even Nick Vanette at the as a fullback on a couple of plays, but. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just feel like to put Lacey in as just to be a fullback. You know, I'd rather see them. You know, they probably need the roster spots for other people to fill in. You know, because they don't. Right. You know, I think they're just doing a makeshift fullback position at this point. But yeah, Lacey could do it. I just don't know if he'd be willing to. You know, or how.
I was thinking the same thing. It's just we need a big front guy to get up there and block those defensive linemen, because it's been a long time since I've seen a good run, and that 26-yard run from last week from Davis, best I've seen throughout the year. So,
yep, I know, and it's kind of funny because we've had we're so starved to see any kind of a run game that anybody who runs for like 10 yards, you think it's the greatest thing in the world. Like, wow, he ran for 10 yards. Oh my God, he's great. We found our new Marshawn Lynch, and it's like we got to the point where. You know, before when we had Lynch, if he had a 60 or 70-yard game, it's like, oh man, he had an off game. He ran for 60 or 70 yards only this time. You get one of our guys running for 60 or 70. It's like, oh my God, he rushed for 70 yards. What an awesome rushing performance by Seattle. You know, it's just so funny how it's just been so bad that anything good seems like the greatest accomplishment in the world. But, yeah, no, but I like those guys. I like Mike Davis. I like the way he runs, and Chris Carson, too. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Chris Carson is still our leading running back, even though he's been out for 7 weeks.
202 yards in the first, 4 weeks now?
Yeah.
And
yep. It's just funny how it's like last year when Kristen Michael was our leading rusher for most of the season, and he was gone for the team for like half the season. Same thing here. Chris Carson's been out for like 2/3 of the season, and he's still our leading rusher. I mean, that's how bad we are. But maybe that could change. Maybe tomorrow, if Mike Davis can stay in the whole game, and just get enough. I just think if we can get close to 100 yards, 90, I think that means it's a good day for Seattle.
I'd be happy with 85 at least.
I would be too.
85.
So we haven't seen it in weeks. So anything close to sniffing 100 yards would be awesome. Where it's not Russell doing it himself for like 60 of them. So, but if Russell has to run for 60 or 70, I'm all for it. Just take off, dude. Do what you got to do. If you see daylight, run for it. Because at this point we just need conversions. We need first downs. Move the chains, whatever it takes to keep that stinking offense of the LA off the field.
Yeah, especially Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I mean, those guys got a lot of weapons, but Todd Gurley especially, I just think they're gonna try to overdose on him early on and just see if they can wear us down. and we stopped Philadelphia, and they're really, I think, probably a better rushing team. I don't know statistically if that's true, but they had a couple backs that we were able to stop, and if we get them behind, and they'll have to start throwing the ball. I just think that's a good thing for us, So.
Yeah. So if my thinking is if Wagner does sit out, I mean, this goes back to that question that you asked about an hour ago with the who do you think is the non-starter that you think is doing a very fine job? I think Michael Wilhoit's doing a very fine job, and I mean, you can go along with Wagner if he plays, but I don't know why, but I just foresee Michael Wilhoit stepping up a big game tomorrow.
You think so, huh?
I think so.
Well, I think I like him. I've heard of his interviews. I like his attitude. I feel like he's, a good fit. I'm just, I don't know. I just have these bad flashbacks of last week with those running backs. Just, that 3rd and 11 and getting 13 yards to basically end the game was brutal. And it's like everybody knew he was running. And I was like, how do we give that up? And it just seemed like it got too easy on the running game when he wasn't in there. But hopefully those guys step up. We're gonna have to have a lot of guys stepping up because we got so many holes on D. But someone's got to have to play out of their mind and play better than their stat sheet shows, and just make that one special play, get that pick. Get that, ball jarring turnover, get the one thing that just could change the game entirely and send momentum our way. It's gonna take some plays like that. We had 5 turnovers against the Rams the first time we played them and still only beat them by 6 points. 5 turnovers. So, that's a pretty tough deal. And saved that game because of the whole Earl Thomas knockout of the ball at the 1 yard line. I mean, that was a touchdown right there that we just.
Well, wasn't that a great play?
Great play. We've done that several times in the last few years. Earl Thomas did it twice already against the Rams, and who knows? He might have to do it again. But we did it against Philadelphia last week. Cam Chancellor did it against the Lions in that one game. Was that the playoff game where he knocked it out of Megatron's hands, and then KJ Wright sort of illegally batted the ball out of bounds. I think he was the one who did it, and we didn't get called for that illegal bat. But we have lost by the skin of our teeth, and we've also won a lot by the skin of our teeth. So you have to take the good with the bad. We've been lucky on the other side as well, besides being unlucky in more games, I think, this year than not. So I think our record is fair, what we have. But man, I would love to see a blowout tomorrow by Seattle that nobody saw coming. You know what I mean? It would just be nice to have a not stressful game where we're not behind at the half, having to figure out, okay, how do we get back into this game? It'd be nice to just be in the lead comfortably.
Like there was a game that forgot which week it was, and forgot exactly who we were playing against, but we won the game about 41 to something.
Are you talking earlier this season?
Yeah, earlier this season.
Oh, that was the Colts. We won that one 41-14 or something. But if you remember, we were losing at the half. So it wasn't like a blowout. Nothing. Yeah, we just exploded in the second half. But I remember the first half of the game, I was so mad. I was so pissed off thinking, what's wrong with these guys? It just felt like one of those games where it was like, come on, get out of your own stinking way, and we should be dominating. And then eventually they did. But yeah,
that's one thing we need to stop, and that's shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's definitely not against this team. Can't afford to do it. So, yep, Fetty, I hope we don't hear his name at all tomorrow, because if you don't, that means he's doing a good job. But when you hear that number, what is he, number 65 now?
Number 65.
I don't want to hear that number 65. That means bad things are going on. That means there's holding calls and who knows what else. False starts. That kind of stuff is just inexcusable. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, though.
Thanks a lot, Norb.
All right, man. Good talking to you. Appreciate it. Go Hawks.
Good talking to you. Go Hawks.
All right. Oh, man. I've been going for 2 hours. This is a record. All right, well, I'm going to take 3 more calls. Let me go to the one who's been on holding on the longest, and that would be from the 620. What's up? This is Norb. Who's this and where are you calling from? Hello, you there? 620? Okay, let's try the 720. What's up? You're on with Norb. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Antonio. I'm calling from Denver.
Antonio from Denver. What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? But I'm in Seattle right now. I just got here today.
Oh, that's cool. You going to the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm here for the game tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. All right. What do you think of? What do you think about it, man?
I'm very excited for my second game. I went to the Atlanta game on Monday night 2 weeks ago, and just coming back again. But I think you got to give Bobby Wagner Defensive Player of the Year, eh?
Oh, I think he was my defensive MVP. He has been to this point. You look at his stats, man. He's just. I think one of the stats I saw is that he had like 0 missed tackles. You know, besides being great on pass coverage and being great on stopping the run, but he had like no missed tackles. It's like if he's there, he's getting you down, and that's something I think we just all took for granted, that we're so worried about Sherman and Cliff Averill, and suddenly the thought of losing Bobby Wagner, you realize, oh man, the most important guy we couldn't afford to lose, he goes down, and we would really be in trouble. So, that guy's a beast. He's awesome. We need him.
I'm
We need
really,
him bad
really
tomorrow.
hoping. I'm really hoping he's not injured.
Yeah,
But,
he's questionable. I think he'll play. That's my gut feeling. That seems to be the feel, hearing analysis on the injury reports. I hope so. It's going to be sad if he's not in there starting the game. So keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, man. I think Brandon McDougal and Brian Maxwell, they're doing all right in place of Sherman and Cam, you think?
Yeah, as good as replacing those guys can be, Sherman, just again, you realize how much you took for granted how good he has been over there, because they never threw to his side. So now all of a sudden they're throwing all over the place, not afraid to throw that way anymore. And it was kind of nice just to know that he was just up there taking care of things, and it's, you just got to expect a couple balls going to go over Byron Maxwell's heads a couple times that you normally wouldn't have to worry about. But he's made some pretty good plays too. And man, he almost had a pick last week, if I'm not mistaken. A pick that could have been a pick six if he could just put his hands together on it. And that's why he's a DB and not a wide receiver. But
that's frustrating me.
So many close ones. Man, I keep going back to that Redskins game, that we had so many opportunities to win that game in different times. But man, we dropped like 2 or 3 interceptions that should have been game changers that we couldn't hold on to, and just a game we had no business losing. But
I know.
Anyway, tomorrow's what it is. It's in front of us, and we still. The best thing is we still control our own destiny, and so all we got to do is win, and then keep pace with the Rams, and we'll get the division, and then it's a whole new ball of wax. So it comes down tomorrow. Well, hopefully you bring some good luck tomorrow, because apparently at the Falcons game you didn't bring us any good luck. So you better bring us some good luck tomorrow.
Blair Walsh missed that kick in the game. The crowd went dead.
I wasn't even watching. I was there. I wasn't looking. I said I was just going to close my eyes and I'd know by the sound. And when it got
You're
quiet,
at the game?
Oh yeah, I'm at all the home games, so I'll be there tomorrow too.
Oh.
Live streaming from the stadium. So, yep, I was there, and just I wasn't gonna look. I was just gonna have my eyes closed, listening, and should have had that game too. But
yeah.
Well, where are you sitting tomorrow? Where are your seats at?
Let me check. While I'm looking.
300, 200. You must know what level you're on.
Yeah, I'm in 200, but.
Ooh, 200. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, actually. But you got to give. You guys talked about this earlier tonight, but you got to give Russell MVP, don't you?
Well, I know that it depends on how we do the rest of the way. I think the MVP should go to him. If we can get into the playoffs, if we get in, he should get MVP. It's hard to argue on it if we don't. It just doesn't look good on paper. If how do you vote for MVP if their team didn't make the playoffs? But if we make it, then I think it is, because we will be in because of him. That's why we're going to win. It's because we're going to go the way Wilson goes. I don't think Wilson can have a bad game and we win. Where back in the old days, Wilson could have a bad game, the defense makes up for it. I think now Wilson has to win the game for us. There's no more the defense covering up for the offense. In this case, it's going to be the offense covering up for the team. The offense is going to have to win this game, to me, in my opinion, just because of how the defense is transformed due to injuries and everything else. So if we win and get to the playoffs, it's because of Wilson, and for that reason, he should get the MVP. But we got to get to the playoffs. Otherwise, I think then the conversation ends if our playoff run ends. So we'll see, man.
He holds like 80+% of the entire offense, right?
Yep. No one else can say that.
No. It's actually not. It's section 304.
Oh, section 304.
Yeah, row B.
Okay, all right. I think that means you're on the visitors' side, east side of the stadium, kind of opposite of where I'm at. But that's cool. You'll be covered up. You won't have to be in the rain.
No.
But, all right, man. Well, we got to make some noise tomorrow. We need all 69,000 getting loud big time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, have fun tomorrow, man. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into each other up there.
Yeah, hopefully. You'll be wearing that green and blue face paint.
Oh, yeah. Yep, with the green, crazy hair. So
I'll be looking out for you.
All right, man. All right. Well, have fun tomorrow. Let's get this thing done.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
All right. Two more calls. Let me go to the 415. No. Check that. Go to the 620. Waited a long time. What's up? You're on with NorbCam. Who's this? I think this person's gone for the night. Nobody's there. All right, let's go to the 415. What's up? This is NorbCam. Who's this and where you calling from? Hello? I think they went to bed too. All right, let's try the 702. Okay. Hello, this is NorbCam. Who's this and where you calling from?
Hi, Norb.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep. Yeah, this is Matt from Vegas.
Oh, the Vegas guy who's got the noisy
that's
background.
Right. Yep, that's right. Well, it's kind of quiet because there's not much people right now. And actually, I'm preparing. My dad's gonna pick me up, and we're heading to Seattle.
Oh, you're going to the game? You're going to the game?
No, I don't. I'm not gonna be able to make it. I'll still be in the road at that time, so I'm going to be really relying on your broadcast, Norb, so I can kind of hear what's going on. If it's like you really like when you're into it, like you're like a commentator. You can work for ESPN or so,
Yeah, I had someone tell me, hey, you could take Warren Moon's place now that he's off the broadcast team with the whole sexual allegations situation. It's
there you go.
Well,
might be an opening.
Yeah. Well, for now, I'm plenty happy doing my thing from my seat, but I'm glad I can bring some Seahawk enthusiasm your way.
Sure.
Hopefully.
I'm going to be really relying on that on the road.
So you're going to be driving tomorrow?
Actually, right now, in 30 minutes, they'll be picking me up, and then I close the store, and then we're heading there.
So tonight, so you leave later tonight or early this morning, and you're driving up to Seattle tomorrow?
No, we're leaving now in 30 minutes.
Oh wow!
So that the earlier we leave, the earlier we get there. So that's what it is. So anyway, I've been thinking a lot about this game. There's a lot of implications, and I'm petrified for this game, really.
I know.
But I'm like really hoping that hopefully MVP shows up. That's what we're gonna have to rely on. And I think that, like as you said, it's the offense that should win the game for this team.
It's going to have to.
Defense off the field. We have to have a run. We have to get yards through short passes or like screen pass so we can run a little bit, or zone reads, and then a few yards here and there. That's how we're going to have to do it. I mean, like, once in a while we're going to have to go deep ball, but I think it's the, like really moving the sticks on a regular basis that's going to, and you need to keep them off the field. And I'm not sure about Bobby Wagner. I believe in Michael Wilhoit, and I think he can get the job done. I know that this is an important game, and I really think he's gonna play, because he's just like he can't afford not to play this game, But I hope he does, but I hope that we don't overuse him, because we're gonna need him down the stretch either, looking beyond, So
yeah, I normally I'd say that's the case too, but this game is so important to make those later games mean something that I just think we've got to. It really is like each game at a time, because if we don't win tomorrow, there may not be playoffs to talk about. So I think you just gotta play them like this is the playoff game, and whatever happens, we play the next one. But we have a lot better chance of having more games if we win tomorrow than if we don't. So Yeah.
We need the attitude should be like there's no tomorrow. This is it.
Yeah, there's no tomorrow.
That's supposed to be the attitude. There's no tomorrow, and I'm hoping that for a change, it'll be better if we're gonna be in a driver's seat in this one from the start, from the get-go, just like how we did the Eagles.
Well, and
I think, I know that they have a lot of weapons through Nano, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp and stuff, but I think they're manageable as long as we stop the run. We stop the run, let them play from the pocket, and I think we can still pressure. What's his name? Jared Goff.
Yeah,
I think we can. I think he's still. They're going to be really good, like Wentz and stuff, but you know what? When it comes to critical scenarios, I think that's going to be their downfall, and I'm hoping that it would be.
Yeah.
So pass rush is key. I think we didn't really emphasize that much that last game, but this game should be over the top.
Yeah, well, we had zero pass rush last game. We didn't even touch the guy. He was so clean.
He was just comfortable back there.
He was too comfortable. Because it doesn't even have to be sacks, but you just gotta kind of force him to get not comfortable. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but we can't have that.
We can't rely too much on fumbles. We can't rely too much on sacks. Just do our job. Just get them go 3rd and long. Just stop the ball. Even if we don't have interceptions, it doesn't matter. Just play that game. We need to keep on that pace. Because they're gonna try to run us. That's for sure. That's the first thing they're gonna do. They're gonna try to wear out that line. But then, if we hold on to it, and if Michael Wilhoit and the 2 other linebackers kind of show up, and then prepares for Bobby to come in, so that we can. And I don't. What's the news with KJ Wright? Does he have a chance to play tomorrow?
A chance, but from everything I'm hearing, his official status is doubtful, and because he's in that concussion protocol. So I just think he's not going to be out there.
Okay, all right. Is Shed gonna play tomorrow?
I don't think so. I haven't heard that he started. He's been back practicing, but I just don't think he's not that I've heard that he's going to be playing in this game.
They activated Mike Tyson from the what do you call this?
Practice squad.
Reserve. Yeah, from the practice squad. Yeah, I just saw it just now, and my phone kind of blinked it, and so I'm kind of like, oh, Mike Tyson.
Let's see.
So
let's see. Oh yeah, I see. They've got, what did they say here? Yeah, Mike Tyson and Cash Palacio. to the 53-man roster. Okay.
So they're loading up back there, you know, because that's our for now. That's our Achilles heel, you know.
Well, yeah, and if they're bringing up guys from the practice squad for the linebackers, you know, that's not a good sign. That means they're preparing in case they need depth, in case both Bobby and KJ can't go. So to me, that's not a good sign to me. It's like they're getting their insurance policies.
They've been practicing all week, and the interviewers are saying like, oh, that they're right on point, and I hope they're right.
Yeah, well,
like, you know, all I can do in this thing, all I can do for them at this point is pray. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
And hope. But then, you know, 12's out there in the stadium. They better get loud, you know. But we need to shut down. We need shut down defense, third and out, and then let our offense go. I don't know. I don't know if Ciara usually watches the game. If there, you know, we need some extra power for Russell for this muscle.
Well, you know, the crowd can have an effect on the game. Just those little moments. It gives our D-line an edge on the snap count, or messes up their snap count. And you know, I think if we bring it hard like we did against Philadelphia, it could tilt the scales our way just a little bit, and that might be the edge they'll need.
Yeah, and we need to bring it early.
Yeah, early because, and often.
If you remember in the Eagles game, because we got off early, it took them off their game plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's what we need to do too.
It's kind of like in boxing. It's kind of like, oh, you got like a hard shot, and then like, you know, hard on the chin, and then suddenly he's wobbled.
Yes.
And suddenly he's out of his game plan. You know.
Right.
Kind of like that. That's how we need. That's what we need to do. Shock and awe.
Yes.
That's what it is.
We can do it. We can do it.
And then if Russell plays like the MVP that, for me, I mean, actually he is in every right, you know. Just need to show the world that he is. Show them that he's consistent and he's the man, you know, because he is. I really believe in him.
Yeah.
You know?
And
so
you know,
like that's
every MVP player can't be perfect the entire season. I mean, Tom Brady had a bad game last week, and Russell did too.
Yeah.
So you know, even the best.
Yeah, we were debating here about the MVP thing with like other people, and I said like, and then I showed him like last game about Tom Brady. So like, you see that MVP? I'll take Russell's 2 picks and a 3 touchdown, even in a losing end for MVP rather than that, you know?
Yeah.
So, but hopefully
they still
we
had
need
a
more
chance.
than that in this one.
Yeah, they still had a chance to win that game. But yeah, he can't play like last week. He can't have 3 interceptions and have no points.
And to be honest, Jimmy Graham needs to catch the balls.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed with him last game. I mean, like, okay, if you can't do touchdowns, get those first downs, catch the ball.
Yeah, I know. The worst drop, and it wasn't entirely his fault because it wasn't the best throw in the world, but that on the drive we were trying to come back when we were down 6 at the end, just that first throw that would have been a first down, it hit both of his hands.
And the
so
last
to me,
throw
if
too,
it hits both your hands, you should catch it.
And the first down also, like, you know, on that last drive, the 2.5 minute at the 50-yard line over already, that last thing that, you know, Wilson could have won the game for us, you know?
Yeah,
if
I know.
he would have gotten that first down.
That's the throw. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That would have been a
God.
huge first play, and instead it's 2nd and 10, and just wheels came off at that point. But
what brings me to a second thing, like, I think we need to let Nick Vanette play a little bit more.
Yeah, no, he's been great. He's been great this year. I don't know, the tight ends were absent last game.
And tight ends were absent last game. And also, because with Nick Vanette there and with the block, if Russell runs or if Mike Davis runs, or he's a good catcher too. So I think, you know, it'll be a big help.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great target.
And I think that would really help pick up that offense, because like I think, you know, if you're like a guy playing off the bench and then you have a shot, you're gonna try to make the most out of it, because like, you know, and so I think you should give him a chance, you know, and the guys that, you know, hopefully, you know, the depth that we bring, you know, hopefully they're like really hungry. and really want to prove themselves and get that swag.
Yeah.
If we do that, I think we got ourselves a chance. We got ourselves a football team.
Well,
and shock the NFL world once again.
Yes, like we did 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but Russell needs to also really see the field well. He missed. I think there was a play where, who was it? Richardson, I think, was wide open in the end zone last week, and he just didn't see him. And he's had other moments where he's had open receivers and he just didn't look their way, or he started to scramble before he saw that the guy was open. And hopefully he sees the open guy this time and is able to get the ball to him, because there are times when it's there, and either because he just didn't have the time, or he wasn't looking that way, or he had to scramble, he just didn't get to make the throw to a wide open receiver. So hopefully when they do get open, Russell will see them, because the plays will be there. He's just got to execute them.
Especially with Aaron Donald and Robert Quinn coming at him.
Yeah, that's gonna shorten the window of time he has to throw. So
hopefully, if Eddie shows up and like all the others, that offensive line needs to hold. We've already seen it. We just need to give Russell just a bit more time. If we do, then it's money. So
yeah. No, I agree. We have the potential. We just got to maximize it. So. Yep, all right, man. Well, it's good talking to you as always.
Thank you so
have
much,
a
Norb.
safe trip up here, man. I hope
I'll be driving throughout the night.
Right.
Thinking about this, and so I'm hoping to be in the away game in Emerald Downs. But hopefully it really means something after we win this thing.
Yes, it would definitely give us a huge boost to get this tomorrow. So, all right, man. Well, have a good one.
Thanks so much, Norb.
Yeah.
Go
Safe
Hawks.
travels. Go Hawks.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do one more. It's getting pretty late here, so this is going to be the last call. I'm going to try to reach the last one who's been on here for a long time. Let's try this one more time. Anyone there at the 415? Or did you really hang up? Not there. Okay. Let's try this one more time. From the 620, anybody there?
Hello?
Oh, we do have somebody 620. Hey, what's up? Who's this? And where are you calling from?
My name is Jonathan, and I'm calling from Independence, Kansas.
All right. You say Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan. So, yeah, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
Well, this year has been mostly about injuries, I think, this season. Like Aaron Rodgers been injured, and our defense been injured a lot this season. What do you think? Do you think Russell Wilson could be injured in this game, or what are your thoughts about that?
Potentially. I mean, he could get hurt at any game, but I thought last year when he got hurt twice in the beginning of the season was flukish, because he hadn't really been hurt, and he's still never missed a game yet. So I'm gonna say I don't think I see him going down, getting hurt. I mean, he wouldn't let that helmet to the jaw take him out of a game. I don't think anything's going to take him out of the next 3 games. I think he plays, no matter what happens to him. But yeah, so I don't think anything will. Knock on wood. He'll be all right. So yeah, it's the furthest thing on my mind right now. Worrying about Russell Wilson getting injured.
Yeah.
He's pretty smart about going down when he has to go down and not taking unnecessary shots. So, and he trains like crazy. So I think he takes really good care of his body.
Yeah, I agree.
Where's that coming from? Why the question of worrying about Russell Wilson's health?
Oh, I guess it's mainly because of the season-ending injuries. That kind of worried me the most because, we lost we lost Sherman, Chancellor, and just one, kind of worried we would lose Wilson this game.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I hear you. And not to mention Wagner and KJ on the bubble. Not sure if they're playing tomorrow. Might get one. Might lose both. Hard to tell, but yeah, a loss of Wagner would be a huge blow, to our plans tomorrow to try to stop the LA offense for sure. So hopefully he plays. But yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a good one. Hope it's going to be a blowout.
You think we could get a blowout against these guys?
Yeah, unless we have a free chance of field goals and Barry Walsh misses it like the Redskins game.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we can't repeat stinker games of the past. I think they've got to have a Philadelphia type game. It's really the only game we've played 4 good quarters in. And so we need another game where we play 4 solid quarters and not one half of football that happens to be in the second half. That's pretty much been our theme this year is Seattle, the team that plays for 2 quarters, So if we play 4, I think we win this thing in a close one. It's going to take
I hope so too.
It's going to take a lot of important, definitely a lot of key plays. Russell having the game of his life, minimal penalties, and then all those little things that we talk about, turnovers and special teams. But I just think Seattle just not making the dumb mistakes that they have found themselves making over and over again. Just bad execution and penalties and missed field goals, stuff like that. They just got to play solid, I think the Rams will score more than they have in a long time against us, but I think we can score more than they do, just enough. That's all we need, just enough. So we'll see. And we got the 12s. Bringing it tomorrow, so hopefully that will help. Might tip the scales just that what nudge towards our side with the crowd on our hands. So yeah, where did you say you were calling from again?
Independence, Kansas.
Okay. And so you haven't been to a game, have you?
No.
No. Yeah. Well, are you going to be able to watch the game tomorrow? Do you usually get to see how games where you're at?
That's what I'm trying to do. I might get one and do the Cardinals game, I think. Seahawks and Cardinals, week 17.
Seahawks Cardinals, in 2 weeks. Hopefully that game means something, because it could mean everything, or it could mean absolutely nothing. As far as from a standpoint.
Speaking of the 2 games, the week after that, after the Rams will be against the Cowboys. Do you think, what would happen if you guys lose in that game? But you won to the Rams. Would that still matter?
Well, they'll all still matter. No, there's no situation where nothing matters, other than we're so out of it. We lose tomorrow that then we lose 2, and then the last game could be meaningless. That'd be the worst case scenario. But even if we win tomorrow, we still have to win the next 2. So every game is going to be important on some level. I'm sure there's some playoff clinching scenario where if we win tomorrow and maybe win the next game and a bunch of other teams lose, then maybe we would clinch the West, if that's the case. And I think that could happen. If we were to win tomorrow and then win the next game, it's possible that we would have then sealed, and the Rams lose 2 in a row, then the last game wouldn't matter because we would already have the tiebreaker. We wouldn't be able to do any worse than winning the NFC West. That wouldn't be bad going into that final game. But the seeding could still be up in the air, So I think it's only a couple of scenarios where the third game won't matter. I think they're all going to be pretty important, hopefully, if things play out right. But right now, it's all about tomorrow.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Do you ever watch my live streams?
Yeah. I'm actually, watching it right now. And I didn't know, I was on the line, and I was, yeah, my phone was glitching. I guess that's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I clicked you, and you weren't answering, so glad you're able to pick up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, I'll be live streaming from inside Central Link Field and hopefully broadcasting a lot of exciting moments of this game. But I know at kickoff time it's going to be off the hook. People will be crazy loud, I'm sure. At least I'm counting on it. So yeah, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. And if we get some scores early, it's going to get even wilder. But yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, man. Yeah. Well, let's get this thing done. And again, thanks for calling. And remind me again, what's your name again?
Jonathan.
Jonathan? All right, from Kansas. Yeah. Jonathan from Kansas. All right, well, I hope you'll call in again next time, and because you've called before, haven't you? Or is this your first time calling? No, first time caller. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's my first time calling.
All right, well, come join the next Ask Norb session, and hopefully it'll be a positive one next week, talking about the next game and what we need to do to keep our playoff hopes alive. But, yep, it's going to be a wild one tomorrow. A lot of good games tomorrow, so definitely we'll be watching the scoreboards. But
yep.
All right.
I'll be watching it too.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, you have a happy holidays.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Well, that is gonna be it, guys. It's 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock your time over there in the East Coast. So I'm gonna wrap this thing up. And just one final thought again about tomorrow is can't overstate how important this game is. In order of importance, I have to say Seattle scoring early, winning the time of possession. Haven't talked about that enough. Slowing the Rams down, keeping it close, but us with the lead going into the half, I think will be huge. And just gotta execute in the critical situations. And whether it's kicking field goals, getting third downs, hitting the open receiver, making your block, catching the ball, those basic things. But it's those basic things that if you don't do right, ends up with the game getting away from you. So all those things just got to just do. But we've got to score early. I think that's the most important thing. Because as we saw against Philadelphia, and we did that, things went our way. So, all right. That was an epic session, longest one I think I've done to date, but it was fun. Tune in next time. But check out my live stream tomorrow from inside the stadium at 1 o'clock Pacific time. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And check out my other videos here at NorbCam. And come join me on my next session when we do this again. So definitely we'll do it after the Rams game. Won't be tomorrow night because I'm going to see Star Wars after the game, but maybe on Monday to talk about the game, hopefully talking about a win and what this means for this team. All right. Good night, everybody. Happy holidays. Enjoy your week. And, yeah, let's get this done. Seahawk fans, 12s, if you're in the building, make some noise. It's going to need it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for your calls. And thank you for watching. Take it easy. Go Hawks.